Hey. This is HQ here. I was just trying something. I don't know what I was trying, but I was trying something. Good afternoon. This is HQ of HQ Reacts. Today we got our potential candidates, our male potential candidates. Hello, everybody who has come and who has shown up. Jihanda Rain. Jihanda and Rain. Steven, Lonnie, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. D-Cash Productions. What's up, chat? Y'all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Right. Now, today we have our potential candidates for our men, right? And that's great and that's fine. But you saw the, Freak, you saw the title, right? You all saw the title for the show. Is he a protector and provider? Now, I wanted to go a little different way. I love this question. I love it when people ask, is he the protector or is he the provider? Okay. Now, sometimes protection is different and it's not always the physical, right? Because protection comes in different forms. It's a person who safeguards and shields another person's hurt, and they do it in ways that are not just physical, right? You can be emotionally protective. That's a protector too. Black America, hey, Tara Matea, hello. You can be an emotional protector, guarding somebody's heart, not exploiting where they feel most vulnerable, making sure they feel safe, being themselves, free of the judgment, free of the criticism, free of the gaslighting, and free of the manipulation. That's how you can be a protector. That's how a man can be a protector. Are you that type of protector? Okay, an emotional protector. Are you a mental protector? Helping to keep the peace in the family, in the marriage, in the relationship, not adding stress, undue problems, headaches, encouraging, be truthful, healthy thoughts in the relationship. Are you a mental protector? Are you a spiritual protector? Do you pray for them, send them good vibes, hold space for them to be able to grow, to love, to explore? You encourage them to stick to their values, their purpose, their higher learning. And you're steering them away from people or influences that might change the way their life goes or their trajectory or take them off their path. Are you a spiritual protector? Okay. These are different ways in which men can be protectors. Every time someone says, is he a protector? Men is a protector and a provider. Do you protect her emotionally, mentally, spiritually? Do you keep your word? Do you speak up for those people when you can? Do you not entertain disrespect when they're not around? That's relationship protection. Being a protector doesn't mean controlling someone. It means empowering them while making it safe for them to grow, heal, and adjust and just live. Okay? That's what being a protector means to me. And then they say, well, how do I be a provider? How can I be a provider? Provider doesn't necessarily mean money. People think provider means just money, but it doesn't. It means being emotionally available, having emotional support, giving a person emotional support, being present, offering comfort, listening, providing a safe space for that person to be themselves. That's a provider, a protector. When you give a person time and attention, making time for them to be themselves, being consistent, showing up, being present when it counts, and offer guidance and wisdom, advice, mentorship, kinship, teaching someone skills in order to grow and be themselves. Physical care, great. Cooking, cleaning, all of that good stuff. But a person needs encouragement, pushing someone to be their best, pushing them to understand their flaws, become accountable, and having a connection with someone, building relationships, facilitating communities, families, neighborhoods, helping someone feel less alone on this planet. That's what a protector and a provider does. Outside of being a provider, money, there's other things to be a provider with besides money. There's other ways to be a protector besides the physical. I hope everybody knows that or understands what I'm saying. So, tonight we have candidates. Are they the protectors? Are they the providers? Or are they people who bring more headache, more stress, more questions? We want people in our life that doesn't bring stress. We want people who want to bring good vibes, growth, stability, well-being, love, attraction, physically and emotionally and mentally present. These are providers. These are protectors. And I put that on the top. I put it on the thumbnail because people kept saying, "Oh, protector and a provider." You can be a physically protector, and you can be a monetary provider. But are you really, really, really a provider? Are you really, really, really a protector? A lot of people just think provider is money. A lot of people think a protector is only a person that physically protects someone. You need to really evaluate if you want to be a provider and a protector, because it involves more than just the physical and money. So on Kendra, we had a bunch of candidates, and we want to bring those candidates up. They got to come to the front of the congregation. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the super chat. Y'all hit the cash app. Y'all hit all those good things. This is a lesson. These are beautiful lessons I'm giving you. So I expect appreciation. Thank you. Please hit that like button. We have G Honda, sir.
Salute. What's good?
Afternoon. How are you?
This is funny because my stream seized up about 20 minutes ago, and I think this was purpose built, HQ.
Yeah, had nothing to do with it.
It sounds too conspiracy, if that's a word.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I was streaming. I was live about an hour ago, and my stream seized. I went live for like an hour and 30 minutes, and then my stream seized up right at about 5:45.
Well, you know what I did? You know what I did to make sure I always have internet? I made sure that they had lines all around my neighborhood. So I paid for that to make sure that I had internet whenever I wanted to have internet.
No, I swapped out all my equipment. Like I updated all my equipment. I got like 2 new extenders. Like my
Yeah,
internet.
Spectrum, you can't have none of those dial-ups.
That's exactly what I got. I got Spectrum. I got Spectrum internet.
Yeah, that don't make it. I have like 3 different ones. I had like 3 different ones until I got the neighborhood done.
What
So
you got? What you got? Fiber?
yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Fiber. Top of the line. Top of the line. But I mean, hey, these are things you learn. You gotta be able to have that internet. The internet has got to be good. It's got to be super fast. All of that good stuff. And I looked on your channel. You got 1,000 things going on. What's going on, Deon?
Huh?
You got 1,000 things going on. You know the algorithm ain't gonna never find you because you got 4 different things you're doing. You only need to concentrate on one, and then get good at that and get in the algorithm with that, and then you can branch out. Otherwise, the algorithm don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna splice it off. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to get past that 500, but now I'm a I'm gonna splice it off like gradually, you know what I'm saying, especially with the health and wellness,
Yeah.
then with sports, and then with the
See, yeah, the algorithm is like, I don't know whether he want to do sports, he want to do this, he want to do it, and so it's not giving you the rhythm. You got to get a whole bunch of videos under your belt for that one particular rhythm, and then they know all those people that they gonna recommend to you. Boom, 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 and then you start doing different content. And then that's it. Because I only did reaction videos until I got enough people to do different things. So you got to get into that algorithm first. So
right.
That's it.
For sure.
So anyway, you guys hit the like button coming in. We will start our first guy on the panel, or our first guy coming up. Let's see what he got. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Let me get us to the side. Here we go. Let's start our guy. Jeez, I got all these windows open. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Trainer, and I work for an event company too. Okay. I do a lot of everything.
Here's a guy.
Hello.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been here before?
Nah.
Okay.
Now I have to let you know, our guys start out with no kids, and they all have a job, and they all seem to be, looking for a good candidate. So that's our criteria. Our criteria means they have to have a job, they have to and they have to be single, and no kids. That's our criteria for the men. We're up here to see whether they are willing to. You're able to go on a coffee date with him. You're able to relate past whatever his jacket says. And when I say jacket, I mean the things he tells us. Can we look into that jacket and say, okay, well, maybe he's worth the coffee date. Maybe he's worth the drink. Right? Okay. So let's go.
What's your name, sir? Taye?
Nah, Taye.
Taye. Where you calling from, Taye?
Florida.
Florida, how old are you?
27.
27. What you do for a living?
I make music, and I'm a personal trainer, and I work for an event company too. I do a lot of everything.
So you make music, you're a personal trainer, and what else?
And I work for an event company.
In an event company. Okay.
All them damn jobs. I just wanted to do you make, why do they have so many jobs? I don't understand that. I mean, you look like you have time to do.
He'll cooler him. So he got to have something appealing to the women.
Okay.
What's up, Jay? Tell me, nice shirt, bro.
G to the Honda, to the giraffe, to the knees, to the sea moss, to the green.
Hey, man. Hey, that's Giraffe King to you, sir. Salute to Giraffe King.
You said what? You said you had Obama internet. What you say? Obama phone?
Hey, something.
Obama phone. I don't know that.
Spectrum. What's that?
I don't know what that is.
We're gonna get you hooked up, G. We got to get you hooked up, bro. Because I don't like seeing you like that, man.
You out there, you got to get that internet. You got to up your game there, boy. If you gonna do live, you got to do that. If you're doing recordings, you can have bad internet because you can stop and stop and stop. But on a live, you got to have good internet. Whew, terrible. Anyway, let's go.
Okay. You have any children?
No kids.
No kids. Have you ever been married?
No.
And what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn. So it's Taye, right?
Yes.
We got Taye, Florida, 27, Capricorn. He makes music, personal trainer, also works for an event company, right. No kids, and never married. What kind of woman you looking for, Taye?
Oh man, I don't know. I just don't really know. It's a lot of city girls out here right now. So
city girls, what's the city girl?
The city girls, Kendra, come on now.
No, give us. Let's be educated. What are qualities of a city girl to you?
I mean, I think it's just like someone who, not looking for no substance in a real relationship, like just looking for a nigga to spend bread on him, and not really like being like some serious shit. Like, you feel me? That's really just it. Like, I ain't gonna say everybody out here is city girls, but I'm just saying it's like it's a lot, especially in Florida. Like you gotta think Florida is one of the worst place to be single at. It's the worst.
Why is Florida the worst place to be single?
Because everybody be playing. I ain't saying it's on both sides though. I ain't gonna say, niggas don't be playing too, but it's on both sides, but it's crazy out here.
What's wrong with Florida?
Everybody say that about their city or town or county or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
anybody say it's the worst place to be dating.
Really? I mean, why would? Yeah, I could get that in Miami. Florida. I can get that because everybody walking around with booty shorts and bikinis. Yeah, of course.
Man, Miami, South Florida, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. Florida's wild. Florida's got some crazy people down there.
Yeah, do they got a large population of what is it called? Mixed people, like raced people, like got a large population of it.
Yes, Florida's majority Hispanic, like Cuban, Jamaican.
Oh, okay. Because I've only been at the top of the floor, like right there on that handle, whatnot. I haven't been any deeper into that place. So.
Panhandle.
Yeah, the Panhandle. Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, he says crazy out here. All right, so you don't want no city girls, okay? What else? Well, let's talk about what you want. What are the qualities you are looking for?
Just someone that can keep it real. You feel me? Driven. Can hold me down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, just like somebody real. Like I'm not really picky, you feel me? It's just I just want somebody real. That's the best, that's the biggest thing. Like, and loyal, you know what I'm saying? Respectful. That's it.
Okay.
So what is his problem, y'all, that I see?
Here we hit.
Oh, here we hit? Is here we hit?
His eyes ain't even look at him.
Oh, you could. I can't tell. I've never smoked weed. I can't tell. So what you
never smoked weed?
No.
I'm gonna come over. We're gonna light something up, HQ.
Oh. Weed ain't my thing. But anyway, a weed head. Because I know. But a weed head, you say a weed head, but see that doesn't disqualify him. The fact that he mumbles is half his problem because I can't hardly hear what he's talking about. I understand him saying city girl, I need somebody real. Of course, that's only like 3-4 words at a time. You need to articulate what you're looking for. And he's like, I need somebody real. I need somebody. But see, you're not worried about what city girls are. You worried about what you're looking for. Right?
Yeah, he's not really saying nothing, man.
Right, and that's the difficult part. What do you mean? The mumbling has got to go.
What are your deal breakers?
Shit. I don't like doing all that arguing, that back and forth shit. So as long as you feel me, know how to communicate, you know what I'm saying? You can keep it real and be loyal. You feel me? That's really it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She look a certain way.
Man, you gotta love yourself. I'm a personal trainer, so I ain't tripping about no weight. Like we can always lose that. Feel me? It's all about if you just love yourself and take care of yourself is really it.
So he ain't worried about a girl and he ain't worried about her being a little bit overweight.
No, what he's saying is that you can come into his program, but he gonna change you.
Yeah, some girls might like that.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's young. He's 27. I mean, it ain't like he looking to get married, but he is looking for a serious girlfriend, right? So I'm assuming at that age, he's looking for a serious girlfriend, but maybe not get married.
27 is a marriageable age.
You said it is or it isn't?
It is. Definitely is.
Oh.
That's where you get in from the ground up right there. 27.
Right. Let's see if that's what he's looking for.
Okay. What about money? Should she make a certain amount of money?
No, I don't care.
You don't care. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Kendra Cam is great.
Are you tall?
Huh?
I said, are you tall?
I mean, 5'10" is tall. I guess not. So.
Why you asking him HQ? You want to ask the girl if they weight. Don't ask him his height. I thought she didn't ask height.
No, yeah, she said she didn't ask height. I was surprised.
She didn't ask height. Yeah.
Right. She asked him, hey, look.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, he's a decent height. 5'10" ain't bad. It's not bad.
Fine. I'm trying to push this shit.
What's wrong?
Oh, you know, hold on. Come here. Do me a favor, bro. Hold this real quick.
Who are you talking to?
It's a young man.
Okay, we need light. Can you go somewhere where there's good light?
Well, we light.
Okay, this
Light? What you need light for? You see him.
Go in the bathroom.
That's
Go
it.
in the bathroom.
He just did the cam.
This not farming this is, but nah, you got to look.
Okay, right here. Okay.
He just did the
All
cam.
right, bring
What
the
you
camera
talking
down
about?
so we can see his legs,
Yeah.
sir. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got you. We can see you. Okay.
He's right on
trying to get
right.
Kendra a pervert. Kendra a pervert, man. She was trying to get a peek.
You can see him 2 or 3 times. He did the Kendra cam. Do all that.
We need light. We need
Okay,
light.
right?
Get some light. Get some light in the front.
Taye?
Taye.
Taye?
Oh,
I can't hear you, Taye. Taye, we can't hear you.
That's hilarious.
Did somebody call you? Sometimes when somebody calls you,
I hate the mic.
it takes. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Taye, when was your last relationship?
Like 6 months ago.
6 months ago. Okay.
Wait a minute. Do they get relationship and sex mixed up?
I mean, anybody can.
I mean, because when he say when is the last time you was in a relationship, 6 months ago, does that mean 6 months ago sex or what? Because sometimes I think these people be saying 6 months ago really is sex and not really a relationship.
I couldn't tell you how anybody else interprets that, but I mean, we know. I feel that your and my definition of the two different things are the same.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Probably like a month ago.
A month ago. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Shit. I guess being patient. You know, sometimes I could be, you know what I'm saying, I'll be moving real fast, doing so much shit that sometimes I could be a little impatient about shit. But that, I guess, I don't know. I really feel like that's it. Like anything else, like I'm really easygoing. Like I'm a vibe. You gotta know me though. Like.
So wait, what is it?
Okay, well, what's going? What's wrong with this child here? What is wrong with it? You 27. Okay, we need a little bit more. We need we need a little bit more articulation. What's going on? And I see this in a lot in young men and young women. It's like, look, these 2-3 word sentences is not cool. You need to have some kind of articulation. What's going on? Because I don't know your personality. Your personality sounds like mumble, like mush mouth, and I can't. How does that attract anybody?
Well, nothing's required where nothing is demanded, man. That's why I'm glad I joined the military and people held me accountable at that age, because I'd be totally different than I am right now.
And it's like, look, right, that whole getting out of your head and learning how to express yourself a little bit better than what he's doing. If he was articulate, his whole level of women that he could catch.
Totally different. Totally different.
I mean, you see how, what's his name? Anyway, you see how you see some people and they look thuggish, and then all of a sudden out of their mouth come complete and utter sentences, and you like, dang. Dang, you could get a whole different level of women if he just started socializing and talking to someone every day, and somebody holding him to his feet to the fire to make more than just 3 or 4 word sentences.
Look at Killer Mike.
Right.
Killer Mike came from it.
Right.
But his education was, the primary thing in his family. Like, yo, you could do all the street stuff, but you still got to be educated. So
right. Yeah. And it's like, look, this young man, he's hardworking, he's a trainer, he's doing this, that, and the third, but still you have to talk in order to get dates, decent dates. Because he's saying, well, I'm not attracted to these ladies and I want a little bit more, and the city girls. Okay, well then you need to up your game too. He's a good candidate. But that talking is wild. That just talking is just.
You only gave me 1 flaw?
Yeah. So
what was your 1 flaw again?
Patience. Like I just gotta learn, like be a little more patient. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Whenever somebody says they're a vibe, I think of this parody or that Just Niche did. And she says that in the parody of I'm just a vibe.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you don't have two other flaws.
What does a vibe mean?
I have no idea.
That you could work on.
I don't really think so. Like, I mean, I guess I'm a hothead sometimes, you feel me? But only if you disrespect me. I just don't like disrespect. So as long as I ain't getting disrespected, we good.
Okay. And why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
What?
I mean, shit. I'd be chilling, you know?
What?
Why would a woman want to be with you? I mean, man, shit, I'd be chilling.
I'll be chilling.
This is the nonchalant. This right here is that. Remember the dude that looked like he could have been my cousin. Remember that guy, HQ?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
The nonchalantness that the guys have, that's some women moth to a flame, man.
Right.
That nonchalantness, because that a lot of people don't like being held accountable. Right. And if you just a vibe, you kind of let things flow, man. It's all good. I'm not gonna hold you accountable for nothing.
There's
I'm
no
allow you to make mistakes. Yeah,
right.
Like,
and I don't take him seriously. As a woman, I would not take him seriously. I'd just be like, oh, okay, he's just a throwaway. He's just a throwaway person that I may sleep with or whatever. But you ain't no serious person, because no serious person would say, well, I'm just a vibe. What's a vibe? We don't know what that is.
That little
you
be tingling down
good
there.
Vibes and good energy over here. You feel me? You always have a good time. You're always gonna be respected. So.
Okay. Well, let's get into it.
No, everybody does not have to be PhD, intellectual, all of that. But they do need to be able to string 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 words together in order to have coherent conversations. You don't have to be a PhD to have coherent conversations. You just need to be able to communicate with other people. And this person is okay, fine for a specific woman. A specific woman will go over there. But a woman who is articulate, who knows herself, who wants to have a conversation, who wants to hear something other than grunts, and I'm a vibe, they are not going to go over there, or they shouldn't go over there, because that relationship is going to end very quickly. Very quickly.
Yeah, what's the age range?
What?
That's like I don't know if that's gaslighting. That's borderline gaslighting, because nobody said PhD intellect.
No, we don't
to have a person. You simply said that you speak coherently and understand somebody, and not just say of like words that mean nothing. Yeah, it's slang. We've always had slang in our community, right. And we've spoken a certain way to each other. But on the other side, you got to be able to interact with the rest of humanity on the outside. The larger
community the community at large.
Right. And unless you're a 0.00001% person of some kind of athlete or some kind of talent that can take you into those areas without you having to be able to articulate yourself correctly, then you're not going to make it.
Right.
And of course you're going to get anybody. Like a lot of people can get people. I see homeless. I was just laughing because one of our friends, she's single, but I saw this homeless lady with the dude on the corner coming out the bushes. So I'm like, dang, she got a dude, and the person we know don't even have a guy.
Wow, so, ain't that wild?
But come on, man. Anybody could get a person. It's just your level of the type of person you want.
Right.
If you don't want to settle for somebody that you don't want, which is your right, then you don't have to.
Right.
But if you really want somebody, then I mean, it helps to be able to conversate with them.
If you really want a specific person, because I used to work with this guy a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, and he said, and he would talk like this, but he would be real thuggish and blah blah blah, and then he hauled off one day and say, "Oh, I don't like ratchet bitches." And I said, "Yeah, but you talk like you're ratchet. What do you mean?"
Yeah, but he liked the opposite though. He likes the opposite.
And then I told him, I said, then you need to up your talking and your speech and all that other good stuff, because the only one you're going to attract is the ratchet kind. What do you mean? And he was like,
but you know, HQ, like a lot of those nice girls avail themselves because they like those ratchet type dudes, though. They like those edgy ratchet type dudes.
Yes, some of us, but not all of us. The whole point is to have I don't like any men like that. What do you mean? Some of us do, not all
I
of
said
us.
majority of women like guys like this.
No,
Majority
we
HQ.
don't. No, we don't. You can take a poll in the audience right now, and they'll tell you they don't.
I'm gonna have to side with Jihan on that one, HQ.
They do not like this.
21
HQ, I'm gonna have to side with Jihan. I'm gonna say I don't know about most, but it's a lot because you can look at uneducated females like this kind of guy,
Hold
educated females like this kind of guy.
And this is what I said to y'all. You mean for hunching or relationship?
But the hunching leads to other stuff. Hunching takes time. It takes her time away. It takes her energy away. It takes her emotions away. And if something slip up, it's gonna take her body away too.
Okay, so
like and that's the next, and if she don't do nothing,
that's the part of that, and that's the part of that they need to choose better category. But most of these people, they're not gonna sit there and say, this is what I want for a protector and a provider, and this is what we're looking for. Is he on the track to be a protector and a provider? Does he seem as though he can go the long haul? This right here, I don't see it as a long haul thing, because if you're happy with that, I just don't understand how you a trainer for who? Just black ratchet people? I don't understand who you a trainer for.
I don't know, but a lot of girls like their toes in their ears, HQ. So when they see a guy, a personal trainer, if his body's right and stuff like that, that one time could be cost them a lot. It could cost them a lot, and it's the same thing for guys too. I mean, but that big old booty costs a dude a lot.
I say he could be a trainer at Gold's Gym HQ, and he could be getting all the women that's in there, like. Seriously, all the ratchet women that walk up in there.
The ladies that's in relationships that want a little activity, they want a little action, and he provides just enough, edge. Come on, we all know it, man. Everybody's saying it in the chat. They like the little bit of that edge.
All the women are saying that in the chat. Are you crazy?
Say all the women. I didn't say all. I didn't say all. I said I see it in the chat. They're saying it. A lot of women like that edge. I've seen multiple people say it in the chat.
I see men saying that. I don't see women.
Come on now.
I see women. I see men. And what the hell are you talking about, Project Leroy? What is she babbling about? What do you mean? I'm not a man.
Ladies.
See, here's the thing.
But y'all know ladies do.
Men have an idea of what a protector and a provider is. I just told you what a woman wants a protector and a provider to be. And it doesn't have anything that doesn't necessarily have to do with money. Who's a protector? Not just the physical protection, but other kinds of protection, and not just the provider. And a provider doesn't mean you have to have money. You have to figure out what a provider means without putting money in it. So if
those are the two primary though, HQ. Physical protect. Those are the two primary things when protection and provision comes into it.
This is what I said.
Monetary.
I said protector and a provider. Protector doesn't necessarily mean the physical. What does a protector do outside of being physical? Answer that question.
To protect your well-being.
Well, what does a provider do outside of money? My point exactly, which is the dialogue that I gave when I was coming in. What does a provider do outside of his money? What does a protector do outside of the physical?
I can't protect your emotional if I let somebody else go upside your head.
Right, but I'm not worried about the physical. We understand what a protector.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we all know, we all understand that protection and provision is primarily physical protection and monetary provision in this current society. The other sides of protection and provision can be expanded upon.
I understand that. The other stuff that it can be expanded on. And I'm saying you need to, when a woman says she wants a protector, you need to figure out what a protector besides the physical means.
What she wants what her definition of a protector is. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what the coffee date is for.
Right.
Oh, you would go to 45?
Yeah.
Why would you want to date someone 45, Taye?
Man, I don't really trip about age. Like, it's just
He trying to
Who you are as a
clap
person.
cheeks, man. That's the...
See what I'm saying? What is he doing up here? What? You know damn well you not wanting to be in no relationship with no woman that's 45 years old.
He trying to clap him.
Just crazy.
Age really don't matter.
Who he
to me,
clap
like,
himself?
as long as I'm age, of course, you feel me, and you're not like my grandma, but otherwise, we good.
Tay,
Good
do
point.
you mind if the
Cash.
woman has kids?
He said what? He just trying to clap cheeks.
He trying to clap Kendra.
Wow.
No.
You don't care.
He was like, she was asking to
want
see me in the light. She wants some.
kids yourself.
Yeah, I do want kids.
You wild.
Okay. You don't mind if you got kids, if you're willing to have another. All right, Tay, the time has come. Are you on?
Oh, he said if you got kids, be willing to have another one. So his standard ain't not having no kids. He's okay. He's okay with a single mama, a baby mama.
Savory.
That's why.
The Kendra G singles dating app.
Well, we ain't gonna promote your dating app, so you can piss on that. G Honda, you frozen?
Nah, what? Nah, he definitely a cooter hound. I mean, for sure, 1,000% that. But I mean, it sound like he's just trying to get in where he fit in. I mean, he ain't doing nothing serious. He ain't making no noise seriously.
But I thought men were ready for the coffee date at 27, 28. Some ain't, some ain't.
Not this one.
Okay. But if you want to get, but we know what he gonna do. Well, okay, so we understand what he plans to do. He ain't planning to be serious with nobody. Okay, I got you. Okay, he ain't serious.
HQ, what about this dude tells you he's ready? What about this dude tells you he's ready? Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. What about him tells you he's ready for a coffee date? Like,
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying he said he was in the beginning, but then his what he was talking about belied what he was saying. He was saying, well, I'll go all the way up to 45. Now, you know good and well you ain't serious about nobody that's 45 years old and ain't finna be.
No.
Okay. So that's why we say, no, I was going along with what he said. But what he really said was, I'm ready to clap cheeks. That's what he really said.
You can see you look so.
Here we go.
Butter?
Your house can't support no more dogs. So stop.
Oh, you got a whole setup.
That's a whole human being you got over there.
Can you get closer so we can see you look so? Is that possible?
CDL, stand up.
Okay.
There you go, Ty Pro represent right here.
If you get closer, it'd be better. But I mean, I'll work with this if I
Kendra.
Okay.
Kendra.
The closer you get, the better it would be for you. People can see you better.
You can see him, Kendra.
All right. What's your name, love?
Make sure y'all come in and hit the like button. Come in and hit the like button. If you want to come on the stage and participate with the observation, you can. Here's the link, please. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Super cash apps, all that's great. Please put those in. Please put those in. Super cash apps or super chats or however you want to do it. I ain't used to them. Let's go.
Virgil Julius Booker III.
Oh, okay. Just give me one.
Virgil
name.
Julius Booker III.
Oh
Virgil
my
Booker.
God.
That's two names.
Oh, Virgil.
Virgil. Where you calling from?
Chicago, Southside.
Chicago. How old are you?
32.
KRC represent.
32. What you do for a living?
CDL car hauler. Currently over the road right now, but if everything continues in the right direction, in June have enough saved up to start on my own car hauling business and be back home every day. So I'm just here just to, just master the skill and try to, just do the entrepreneur lane.
There you go, brother.
Wait, what did you say to me? I missed that. I heard CDL.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's probably breaking up. I'm a CDL car hauler.
You starting to talk too much, bro. Starting to talk too much. Just say I am in CDL and I'm looking to be an entrepreneur with that CDL. That's all you got to say.
She don't listen. Yeah. HQ, this is Kendra's fault. She's not a good host. She was not paying attention to what I heard. Everything this dude said.
I did too.
He over the road right now, hauling cars. Right. Hopefully he gonna have enough money saved up to where he could go on to his own business so he could haul cars and be home every day. Right. That's what he said.
KRC, he got a fleet. KRC, he got a fleet of cars.
And currently,
South
right
South
now,
side.
South
I'm on
side.
the road.
KRC, he can take you
But
to the
if
Navy
everything
Pier,
continues in the
Magnificent
right
Mall.
blessed direction for me, I'll be back home every day with my own business. Started up in June.
And there you okay. Okay.
He got a plan.
Okay.
Got a plan.
That's what he does. Do you have any children?
No.
No kids. What's your zodiac sign?
Yeah, but
Aquarius.
he's 34, right?
Aquarius. So we got Virgil, Chicago, 32, Aquarius,
And
CDL.
then KRC,
No, he CDL. You're getting your CDL license. How do I package that shortly?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
How do I say what you do in a short?
Oh my God, Kendra, don't. He's a trucker. Wow.
term
He
with
in the
it?
truck right now, HQ.
I know.
Yeah.
no, what did she say?
Oh,
What did she say?
She said, "How do I describe your job?"
Oh my God.
You know Kendra G slow.
She didn't know what he's talking about. He's a trucker, lady.
You
Crazy.
could say car hauler. You could say a car hauler. Truck driver / car hauler. Yeah.
Okay, you have to work on your volume. I feel like you have headphones, but you're low. So either you're gonna talk louder or you're gonna take that off.
Yeah. Hello.
There you go.
Much better.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Just trustworthy, honest, and genuine.
And genuine. What are your deal breakers?
Non-trustworthy, non-genuine, and just very explosive and like disrespectful.
Okay.
You know, like basically kind of like a hot temper type of woman.
A hot temper woman. Okay, hot temper woman, no hot temper women. Those are your deal breakers. Does she have to look a certain way?
I ain't gonna say like 100% in shape, but you know, for the most part, like it look neat on her.
Look neat. Okay. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Clean cut. She got like a clean cut lady.
Yeah. Kendra Cam.
You know what that is? The Kendra Cam is when you stand up and we see your full body.
Oh, I'm in a truck, but yeah, I'm sorry. Like
you're standing?
Huh?
You're standing? Oh, you were standing? Okay. Were we able to see your legs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I'm in a truck.
Okay.
But yeah, it's for the most part. You could say slim fitted.
You're slim fitted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, didn't y'all see him? I saw him. What the hell?
Does women gotta make a certain amount of money, Virgil?
No. No.
You don't care about that. Okay.
No.
When was your last relationship, babe?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Right.
Last month.
Is that woman an option? Is that woman an option?
No.
Why not?
No. It was just respectfully said, just a casual thing. That was it. Because just being single and we still got needs.
Lot lizard. He dealing with
You say Lupe Fiasco?
A lot lizard. He dealing with women. He dealing with women at the truck stops or whatever.
How you know he's dealing with lot lizards? Hold up. You can't put that on this man. You can't put that on this man.
Because what he said was it was a very casual thing. Listen to what he said. A very casual thing.
That could have been a layover.
He said it was casual. Move on, Kendra. Hold on. Move on, Kendra. Kendra, move on.
Yeah.
Just casual.
He answered the question. Move on to the next one.
That's what he meant. That's what he implied. Hold on, back up right here.
Is that woman an option? No. Move on to the next question.
I mean, hold on. This is what he said.
Woman an option?
No.
Why not?
No. It was just respectfully said, just a casual thing. That was it. Because just being single and we still got needs.
Being single and still got needs. All of that to me means
it was a lot less.
Yes.
Okay. It was a lot less. Moving on.
But if it presents to a serious situation, like ready to be serious.
Ready to be serious. Virgil, what are 3 flaws you have to work on?
Facts, Project Leroy.
Being more organized, because with car hauling, it's a lot of equipment, and just being more organized.
What?
Sometimes I overthink, but the biggest one is being a natural giver, and then now I'm starting to let people show like actions first before I start to do for
He
not
overextended
all but
stuff
certain
too
ones.
early.
And he's one of those people who, how do I put it? Women gonna take advantage of him. Women gonna take advantage of him because he seems like he's women are gonna take advantage of him.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought when he was gonna stand up, I thought he was gonna have little legs, but he's gonna have the little legs. You know what I'm saying?
He's short though. I think he's short though.
Okay, take it for
Yo, Ty, how tall is them
Okay.
cabs, man? How can you stand up? And how tall you got to be to stand up in that cab?
Yeah, because he stood
The
up.
the ones I rode when I got my my class 3 up here in Canada. When I got my class 3, I couldn't stand up in them joints.
Yeah, because he stood up. He stood up, and he wasn't that tall.
Virgil, Chicago. Do you want the woman to be in Chicago?
I would make a preference of that, but I don't mind traveling in, and then I don't believe in if something does have a bond, don't let it end because of distance, because I got family and sisters that stay out of town and we don't miss a beat on the phone. So if it's worth it, I don't mind.
Okay.
What's
the age range you was at? You're 32.
Mm-hmm.
What's the age range?
22 to I would even go up to 40.
Okay.
What in the hell? What do you mean from 22 to 40?
I wouldn't go as low as 22. That's
kind of low.
There's a difference from 32 and 42 than it is 32 and 22.
I'd say 25, maybe 25 to 35, maybe. But that's young. Wow. And you in a truck, and you think she gonna sit at home and not do nothing while you in a truck?
She gonna sit at home, all right.
Right. You need a more mature human being. You need somebody that's hanging on to your every word when you come into town. That type of dude.
You gonna sit on something at home.
The woman have kids.
He needs somebody that works at the library.
That what?
He needs somebody that like a girl that work at the library, girl that's like very quiet, very nerdy, one of them types. But no,
he got his counterpart out there. He need a truck girl.
He need a truck girl.
Yeah.
Why you say a truck girl?
The same thing as him.
Why? Because to ride in the truck with him? You mean?
Yeah, they're going when he got his money right. They're going. They could be over the road continuously. When he sleeps, she awake. When she awake, he sleep. No, I'm dead. I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious.
What's wrong with the voice? What's wrong with his voice? They say something wrong with his voice.
Yeah,
like it's not authoritative.
Just being honest. It's something that I thought about, and I wouldn't mind doing it, but I don't want it to be like a baby mama, baby daddy situation. I would like to be like a family. So, I'm open-minded to it. Like I wouldn't say all the way no, is what I'm saying. But I just haven't came across one that really could spark my mind towards it. It's the same thing about with marriage too. I'm open-minded to it, but I just want to make sure that it's just your first run and last run, to that.
Okay. And why would a woman be lucky to be with you, Virgil?
Yeah, why?
He is. Come on, Rain. Don't put that on this man.
Genuine, love the support, open-minded to everything, very caring, very honest, hardworking, strong work ethic, and just got a good personality.
Okay.
You see how he rattled all of that off? He said, I got good personality. I da-da-da, ran down the list. And now he know, now you know I mean, he needs a young lady who gonna be sitting there waiting for him to come back in town. He gonna be faithful. He gonna hit the door when he say he gonna hit the door. He gonna call you at every stop. He gonna do a video chatting. He gonna do all of that for you. That's what I think. That he seems like that type. He gonna
Y'all
do
coming
all.
at this man top, man.
They coming at him for real.
God, dog, brother can't live.
Man, he seems like. I mean, I get his voice. His voice is.
He can't. He ain't pick it. He ain't pick his voice. I ain't pick my. If I could have a deeper voice, if every man can have a deeper voice, they'll want a deeper voice. They want to sound like Theo Coop, man. But everybody can't.
Right. I mean, he is not. What do you mean?
Sometimes you gotta talk like Vincent. Sometimes Mike Tyson is one of the most dangerous men on the planet.
He's passive. They call him passive. He's zesty. Y'all ain't getting
that reference in this voice.
Y'all wild. He ain't that bad.
And
but I'm saying
he get married. Is that
but you can have a soft voice in the list and still be a monster.
Oh, he got a lisp. That's what's wrong. He got a lisp.
Yeah.
I keep trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with his voice. He got a lisp. Okay. Y'all leave that man alone.
He need a soft woman.
Voice BBL.
But there's nothing wrong with passive. I mean, there's nothing wrong with passive. Y'all.
That's not my goal, but I'm open-minded to it though, because there's so many other things that life is rewarding about besides marriage. But if the right woman come along and shows the right traits and continue to make my man be more open-minded, and if she trustworthy, like I'm down for the ride. Like if it has the right energy of, I'm gonna take a chance,
All right, so we got Virgil, Chicago, Aquarius, 32 CD.
So what's wrong with him besides his lisp? I heard that. Besides his lisp, what's wrong with him? Nothing. Hard working. Will come home, hit the door when he say he gonna hit the door. Do all those, pay the bills. He'll do all that for you. He'll do all that. So we throwing him in the pit, or we gonna give him a coffee date.
Ladies,
I don't know how far he gonna go with the coffee date after the
KRC said nope.
He said KRC lying.
Rose, KRC, if you were single, is he getting a coffee date? Where to hell go? Rain, if you were single, is he getting a coffee date?
If he pulled up with his truck in his fleet at KRC house, KRC hopping in.
You don't need to. So what did the lady say in the chat? Is it a coffee date or ain't no coffee date? Say pit or coffee date. Say pit or coffee date.
KRC said yes to coffee date.
Yeah, a coffee date. Okay, cool.
Raquel says she
said coffee. No, she said that's coffee. She said coffee. She said coffee. Rose said coffee.
Raquel said
Rain
he got taken to Ruth Chris.
Okay, we giving him a coffee. We at least giving him one coffee. We giving him one coffee just because his voice and he got a lisp. One coffee.
Facts, Ty Pro. They like them thugs, man. Shouty.
Well, we finna see.
You ain't getting no Ruth's Chris Lobster Mac. It ain't even that good.
We put it in a coffee day, so we got our next candidate. Let's see what this guy got.
I was so upset the first time I had Ruth's Chris. This what everybody talking about? Because it come out hot?
Yeah.
Hibachi.
Oh, I didn't think that's crazy.
Here we go. Is this all y'all liking?
Hey, what's your name?
My name is Aaron.
And how old are you?
26.
26. And where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Texas.
Texas. How old are you?
26.
We got that. What do you do for a living?
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm on a different app called Bigo. You probably heard of that, but I'm out here. I go live on here. I'm writing a book. I do a lot of stuff.
You're an entrepreneur. You're writing a book. What's your zodiac sign?
Okay, now, off the bat, he said he writing a book. So if you're writing a book, I expect a little bit more articulation from you. I expect a little bit more words out of you besides, yeah, you feel me, blah, blah, blah. So let's see if he fulfills what he says he's doing. Because if he says he's writing a book, I don't know what type of book you would be writing, and you can't articulate, and you don't have a word, your vocabulary is not a little bit more expanded. But let's see. He said he writing a book. Y'all hit the like button coming in. Hit the like button coming in. Super chats, cash apps. Please hit those. Please hit those.
I'm a Capricorn. I don't really believe in zodiac.
You said what?
Is it me or does he look like Nelly?
Yeah, he looks like Nelly, a younger Nelly. Yeah. Nelly.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say Kai Green. He looked like a young Kai Green.
Yeah.
No kids. All right, let's get into it. We got Aunt, 26, Texas, entrepreneur, no kids. What kind of woman you looking for?
Traditional woman for sure. I'm old school. I believe a man should provide, so she got to be a traditional woman who want to be a wife and she want to be married.
What qualities you feel as though are a traditional woman?
Right.
Modest. She got respect for herself. She holds herself to a high standard. And she's feminine.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Non-traditional woman. I don't smoke, I don't drink. So I don't really got no issues with drinking as long as she not like crazy with it, but I don't like women that smoke though. I'm good on the smoke.
Can she have kids?
No.
You know what? He can articulate very well, and you can talk to him and have a conversation, and he could probably write a book. He's being this way because this is his persona or his outer what he projects to the world. But when you get to talking to him or you sit down with him, he probably can string a couple sentences together. He seems to be like he can string some sentences together. More than that last guy, that's for damn sure. That's for sure.
I got no kids, so she can't have no kids. Nope.
Nope, she can't have no kids. Okay. Yeah. What's the age range you would date, Aunt?
Not everybody can write a book, hon. Chat GPT don't count.
I'm 26, so I'll say like between 21 and 26.
Yes, it do.
Okay, should she be in Texas?
No, she ain't gotta be in Texas.
Okay. Should she look a certain way?
She got to be a black woman, and I prefer her to be from America. Like a black American woman specifically.
Say it again, I cut you off.
Like a black American woman specifically, but she got to be a black woman for sure.
Okay. Bring the camera up so we can see your full. Bring it up a little bit. We see a lot of your ceiling.
I'm 6'5", so I can stand up for you. I'm 6'5".
This is the kitchen.
He just qualified for the majority of them women saying that.
You say what?
He just qualified for the majority of those women saying that.
Yeah, because he's tall as hell and he can speak. He can speak. He ain't mumbling. He ain't no much mouth. That at least is that's 75% of the problem right there.
He must got a weird camera because those don't look like 6'5" limbs.
He said he's 6'5".
I can only take what he say, but them don't look. He don't look like 6'5".
Kendra Cam, he's 6'5". All right. Should she make a certain amount of money?
I could care less about her money.
Okay, and say you don't care about your money. All right, and when was your last relationship?
Last relationship where I had a girlfriend was 2019.
All right, you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been a couple months, I'll say. A couple months.
3 flaws you gotta work on, Aunt.
Communication, because I work a lot, so it's kind of tough for me to communicate when I need to. So I definitely say communication. I definitely need to get closer to my religion, get closer to God and pray more. And then I would say I think that's it. I guess 3 flaws. I think that's it. Maybe I think time. I think it's just my communication and my time. I feel like I don't give people the time that they need. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Aunt, you're pretty on point. We got Aunt, 26, Texas, entrepreneur, no kids. Do you want kids one day?
No, for sure.
Okay.
Definitely.
So when you get married, you plan on being the provider?
Absolutely. She ain't got to work if she don't want to.
Woo! But she can't have no kids yet.
Nah, she can't have no kids. I'm good on that.
Okay, what's going on? Where you walking to?
I'm in my house. My bad. I need to sit down on my floor. I'm in my house.
We're almost done. Listen, no pushback. I just want to use it as a teachable moment.
Right.
Why would you not date a woman with kids?
I don't have children, so I think I want to cherish that moment with her. If it's her first child, and I want it to be my first child as well. And then just the time, because I understand a woman that got kids, you got to prioritize your child. You know what I'm saying? So you may not have time. If I'm dealing with somebody living in New York and I live in Texas, you may not have the time to travel to me as much as you want to. Or maybe we want to go do stuff. You're not able to do it because you got a kid. So I'm not knocking whoever got the kid, you got a kid, but preferably for my life and my lifestyle that I want to live, I would prefer you not to have no kids.
Okay. This is a good question because you are, I mean, you're attractive, you have no kids, you're 26, you're 6'5". It seems like you have your own home. The question is, why are you single?
Well, I recently was dealing with somebody not too long ago, a couple months ago. We didn't work out, but I think my mindset as far as what I'm looking for, I'm more old school, and I feel like we in a new generation where a lot of men don't want to be traditional, and a lot of women don't want to be traditional. So when you kind of in a non-traditional generation, because I'm 26, so most people don't want to do that. Most people kind of 50-50, or they think a man and a woman don't have differences that we do. You feel me? So I think that's probably why a lot of people they don't rock with that.
Okay. Now listen, I know
I didn't hear nothing that was bad. I didn't hear no red flags, not at all. I didn't hear no controlling behavior. I didn't hear no narcissistic behavior. I didn't hear none of that. I just heard a regular, normal, everyday human being. Y'all wild. No, I mean, he seems decent for 26. I mean, he a decent sort for 26. What y'all think?
Man, get committed off the screen.
You said what?
Say get Chameleon off the screen.
Chameleon? What? Why he?
You don't know Chameleon now, the rapper?
No, I don't know him.
Chameleon now, the rapper. Oh my God!
Is that his name?
No.
You remember that song? Yeah,
Jihan the Dirty Mac.
No,
right
the
now.
rapper Chameleon. No, he do look like Chameleon.
That brother said he's 6'5". Jihan the knees start clicking.
Why is he? What he don't seem to have no red flags. There don't seem to be no red flags.
Just because I'm 5'12", leave me out of it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jay.
Boy, you crazy. Stay out of the chat. What are you talking about? Look at Black America. Black America. Why you ain't on screen? What's wrong with you?
HQ, everything that young man said was red pill. How don't you have a problem with anything that he said? Everything that this young man laid out on here, it was all red pill and red pill talking. How don't you have a problem?
There's no red flags to that though. There's no red flags to what he said. It's when you put disclaimers and other caveats on that stuff, like, yeah, she can't work. I want my woman to work, and she can't have no job, and I don't do it. Those are different. Those are things that people get pissed off about. But this raised no red flags.
Because his
approach is more reasonable. Some of these.
So it is okay to be red pill, or it's not okay to be red pill. Which one is it, as far as you're concerned? Which one is it?
I mean, I'm not a red pill person, but I didn't see the red pill. I didn't see the toxic red pill come out of him. Maybe if you talk to him more, you might find it. That's the whole point of that's the whole point of the coffee date. Will the rest of the red pill come out of him? Hmm?
So can you explain to me then,
right,
and the rest of the men and all of us, what is the difference between toxic red pill and just regular man stuff and red pill? I think you guys are conflict. He just said it. I want a traditional woman. She can't have no kids. She's gonna need to be in shape. I don't care about her money. She can work if she wants to. This is the talking point of every man that's actually, he's the only one that I seen on here that was halfway serious, right? The last dude, he was talking too much, and then that first guy, it's some weird ass niggas. But I'm saying everything, and you said you don't really like the red pill, but everything, when I see this young man, he is red pill hardcore to the bone.
Yeah, but see, this is the difference. That's the surface level talking that he's talking is fine. There's no red flags that jump out. It's when you elaborate on some of these points, then you see how far he goes down here. A man who wants a traditional woman who wants to take care of his woman, that's not a red flag. But a traditional man, but a man who comes across and says, "Oh, I want to be able to, I want her not to work, and I'm not worried about her working, and I'm not gonna date no nurse. I'm not gonna date no, what is it called? A boss bitch, and I'm not gonna do that." Then that's when we have a problem. When someone says those things, he didn't say any of those things. He didn't say, "I ain't dating no boss bitch. I ain't dating no chick who make 100,000. She can't make more money than me." That's when you get into the toxicness of it. He hasn't said any of those things, so therefore he's not coming across as toxic.
Why is it seemingly that we're the only culture or the only demographic that's making a deal over our woman supposedly making more money than us? So like, why is that even a thing?
That women that I'm sorry, what you went in and out? I'm sorry. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, like, why is it a thing seemingly with our demographic, like women making more than us? Why is that even a thing?
I don't know why that's a thing. I have no idea why it's a thing. See, here's the thing. Men say they don't care about a woman's money, but you care about her money when she makes more money than you. But you don't care about her money if she don't make as much as you. That's a problem. Seeing as how women are educated out there and they make a lot more than the men. Some women make a lot more than the men.
But if it's going in the same pot and towards a mutual contribution, then that shouldn't matter, right?
Then that's something that you need to explain to the men, because men get on here and say they don't want a woman who makes more than them. Women don't mind making more than you.
I've never heard a man say that. I've never heard a man say he don't want a woman that makes more than him.
I never heard that either.
No, what y'all say is y'all don't care about a woman's money. I'm saying you do care about her money if she makes more money than you. Then there's
no, we don't. No, it doesn't work. Let me explain it to you.
I heard a lot of men. I don't know where y'all don't get that from, because that's what they say.
And so I want you to get out of your head that women are making more money than men. First off, okay, that's never been a thing ever. Women have never made more.
So why do we have the problem with the boss? Why do men say they don't want to date the boss bitch then?
Well, because it's the attitude. It's kind of like with Miss Natural, right? We like Natural. All of us did. None of us. We said she was a little bit bigger, but pretty smile, all of that stuff. But it comes down to the attitude. I work from home. I kind of do what I want. I this, I that. When we're dealing with you, we don't want to hear I, because anytime a man is dealing with a woman, it's we or you. We put you guys first all the time. You never hear of a woman giving her life or dying for a man, but you will always hear of that in the inverse. A boss bitch is going to do nothing but things for herself. If a man makes more money, then the family makes more money. If a woman makes more money,
she makes money for herself. That's not true.
She makes money for herself. That's right. But the money that I make,
That's not true.
Okay.
If she's in a relationship and they're in a relationship, that money goes to the family. She may have a savings account. She may have
that is untrue.
But the money is untrue.
That's not across the board. I don't know which one. I don't know which one is more. But
this is a conversation we can have tomorrow, simply because that conversation is going to be about Kevin Samuels. Tonight is not about Kevin Samuel. I'm saying this young man is not exhibiting that red pill toxic thing that you hear from Myron or red pill, or he's not exhibiting any of those things.
I think it's because this guy comes across the way women want him to, and he's not harping on those things. Like, he's not aggressively harping on it or saying it like this is a matter of fact. He's just kind of saying that that's just what you want, but he's literally saying the same thing.
No, he's not.
He's literally saying the same.
I didn't hear it.
The same thing.
I'm saying you didn't hear what I said. He said he wants a regular chick. He doesn't care about her money.
He said he wants a traditional woman.
When a man start raging about, I don't care about her money because her money don't mean nothing to me. Yes,
that's what he said. He said he don't care about her money. He literally said that, HQ. He said, I don't care. Kendra asked him. He said, I don't care about that.
But they do care about money when she makes more money than them.
How do you know that? Because where do you see that?
It's always a problem. It's
because the problem. HQ.
If she makes more money.
If in this dynamic that we've been witnessing for the past, I don't know how long we've watched this stuff. You mean to tell me the woman that say, I'm not going 50-50 with no man, if she makes more than a guy, you really think she's going to listen to a guy? You really think she's going to be led by a guy that she makes more money than?
All I'm saying is this. You didn't answer my question. Hold on. Triple is the one who can't. Triple X, when he came up on the panel, he said there's different versions of the red pill. He doesn't seem like the extreme type of the red pill. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what his philosophy is, but he told me, Triple X said there's different versions of this red pill. He doesn't seem like he's toxic. Like somebody else would have to explain it. Ask Flora. Flora's in the chat. Ask her what that red pill toxic means.
I'm not talking about the toxic stuff. I'm talking about what this guy just said. Exactly. Red pill. Black America said.
Doesn't come across as toxic.
Because y'all like him. Because look at his background.
That's right.
It's other stuff that plays with us. Look at this man move from room to room. You've seen the tray ceilings. You've seen the background is well lit. The guy is attractive to the ladies. He's 6'5". It does because it's in the back.
I'm not attracted to him. He's not my type. So it's not.
He don't have to be attractive to you. Women see him at. You can't.
But other women are not up here talking. I'm talking. I'm saying he didn't come across as toxic. That's what I'm saying.
But he literally said the red pill talking points. He literally said them.
He didn't. He said them. He said something else. He said something different. Just straight talking points. Those are just regular talking points most men have. This is what most men say. Not all men are toxic. Most men say the same thing. It's when you get into the weeds that you have a problem. I'm saying get into the weeds, then we got a problem. Maybe he is toxic. I don't know. But I'm saying so far, he hasn't come across that way. Maybe he is. But I'm telling you, there's a difference. There's a difference between what he said and the toxic part. There's a big difference. I can't figure it out, but it is.
I don't
know how to articulate it, but there's a difference.
This is the difference. Just like Jay said, he is an attractive young man. I understand that you're not attracted to him.
Even an ugly man saying this would not bring him.
No.
You see him as a baby. Me and Jay see him as a nephew or a son or a young man. He is an attractive young man. The difference between sexual harassment and asking for a date is how attractive.
Facts.
Flora,
huge facts.
Are you coming on the panel to explain something, or can you? Ploppy Blanco, don't you get beside yourself. We ain't having that romper room the last time like we did. We can just gonna be on it, and this is not toxic. Flora, are you coming on the panel or not?
What did I do, girl? I ain't say nothing.
You and Flora just go back. You and Flora go at it. And
Flora, that's my hunger. I mean, what are you talking about? Chill.
What we trying to do is get something straight. What he said every day to me. Hold on. To me, he sounds like he just said something straight off the cuff. She doesn't have to work. She just has to be normal. He didn't say nothing about behavior. He didn't say she can't be on the internet wearing her booty out. He didn't say none of that.
Why would he volunteer? Like Black America said, the other dude's talking too much. He's not talking too much. Why would he divulge something that he wasn't asked.
That's my whole point. He hasn't come across as a toxic person or red
Because
pill.
why would you divulge something if you wasn't asked that question?
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't elaborated. So since he hasn't elaborated, he hasn't said anything out of the ordinary. He hasn't said anything that no other man has said. He hasn't said anything extraordinary. He said something just regular. It's when you all begin to elaborate on those points where we have a problem. Maybe if he elaborated on those, maybe there would be a problem. But he hasn't elaborated on those.
You don't need to elaborate. Answer the question.
I just answered the question.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about him. He don't need to elaborate. He just answers the question.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He don't need to elaborate. He wasn't asked.
What I'm saying is, in order for us to see if he's toxic, he would have to elaborate. He's not elaborating. So therefore, he doesn't come across as toxic.
But the thing is, if a woman is a traditional woman in all senses of the word,
I'm a traditional woman.
No, you're not, because you're not going to see that as toxic then. Because that's the role that traditional woman wants to play.
No, that's not that traditional.
And you're not traditional, HQ. You're not traditional.
You don't have to be traditional to do what he's talking about doing.
But you know what I'm saying is,
wait a minute. What does traditional mean?
If a guy is saying toxic, if a guy is saying toxic things that you think is toxic, if he's saying, I don't want my woman to work, I want her to stay home and raise my kids.
That's not toxic.
I want her to follow my lead in things.
He didn't say nothing about follow my lead.
This is what I'm talking about, HQ. I'm just talking. I'm not talking about this man. I'm talking about in general. If a guy is saying these things, some women are going to say that's a toxic man. You controlling, you yada yada yada. Right. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna give you gifts. I'm gonna speak power into you. I'm gonna do all this stuff, but I want you home. You're not gonna be always pregnant, but I want you to bear my children.
Didn't say.
I want you to cook meals when I come home. I want you to keep the house, make the house a home, and I want that to be your role while I go and do the rest of the things. But if a guy says that to a lot of women nowadays, he would be considered toxic.
Right.
But that's not toxic though.
But he didn't say
it's just not what they want.
But he didn't say that. That's what I'm telling you. He didn't say any of that.
But what I'm saying is, you're saying we haven't found out if this guy is toxic yet.
That's right. That's why you go on a coffee date to find out.
I guess you're missing what I'm saying.
Oh, I get what you're saying. You're saying that he's toxic, and I'm saying
no. That's definitely not what I was saying.
HQ, you missing out. HQ, you missing out on the selective toxicity. HQ.
I'm saying what he said is not toxic. How hard is that to understand?
Some women might still say what he said was toxic. No, PL, she not.
He has to elaborate what he's talking about on the date. Other than that, he's not toxic until he gets to the date. And then you explain what you mean. You're projecting what you mean by staying at home. You're projecting what you mean by having a baby and staying at home and not doing this. He didn't say he didn't want her to have a baby. He said he doesn't care whether she works or not.
No, I wasn't talking about this man specifically, HQ. I was talking about what a lot of women would consider toxic is the roles of what you asked what a traditional woman was, what a traditional wife role was. Traditional. This goes back before all this technology and washers and dryers and stuff. This is a traditional wife that's long gone. A lot of women that a modern traditional woman, I guess it would be a different definition than the actual traditional woman. It's different. And a lot of women would consider being a traditional woman, like Flora said before, like a slave. A lot of them see that as slavery. I'm not going to be at nobody's. I'm not going to be home cooking and cleaning for nobody. Yeah, but then you go to work and work 8-12 hours. It's the same. It's just one for the other. You just don't want to do it for one single man. You rather go do it and then get paid monetarily.
You don't make enough money for a woman to sit at home and
sometimes it's a lot of people out there living in places that's not these main metropolises. That's you got to have a whole bunch of money to live. You can go to South Dakota and live really good, but you're not gonna have all the.
Let me put this on the table. I don't believe there's traditional women right now, and I don't believe there's traditional men right now.
That's what
I'm saying I don't believe that. But this man is saying nothing toxic. So
and
therefore,
I can't do nothing but mansplain because I'm a man. Anything I explain is gonna be mansplaining because I'm a man.
Man, so he's
Deon King voice.
This guy ain't said nothing. He hasn't said any red flags so far. He hasn't said any red flags.
My cousins.
I'm not calling you stupid.
Older women are gonna
that
reach
word
out to you. So are you interested in women over the age of 26?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? Ooh, child.
I wouldn't prefer it, but I'm not gonna say it's a no.
Okay, let's do a cat. Let's do a cat. Maybe 30, 32, 30 the most.
We gotta see, because I done dealt with women in their 40s. So we gotta see.
You are gonna get bombarded. Let's do it. And 26, Texas entrepreneur, no kids. But she still gotta have no kids, even if she's older, right?
Yeah, I'm good on the kid. Nothing with the child in itself, but I'm good on the kid.
So even if, ladies, he did kind of widen the age gap, but he's staying true to his no kids. So if you 35 with a child, you still disqualified. You have to keep me posted. All right, now the time has come in. How can the woman reach out to you?
Instagram for sure, or on TikTok, but preferably Instagram because
No, he don't. He ain't got nothing special. He just 6'5". That's all he is. 6'5". See, here's the thing. I don't like men. I don't like people who come up here and then have not thought about what they're asking for. They ain't thought about what they want. They haven't thought about the consequences of you saying, I just want this. Because if you tell me you want me to sit at home and not work and I just don't do nothing, that basically means you're going to have enough money to keep me satisfied. You going out and working and make 50K and I'm sitting at home, I'm not going to be satisfied. You need
HQ, if you being a proper helpmate like you should and working with him and yet making sure you guys stay up under the financial confines.
No, you don't get to make that decision. You don't get to make that decision by yourself. We make that decision together.
That's what I was about to get to. It's a mutual decision. You guys living within your financial means to preserve the family.
So here's the thing.
So
you make 50K.
So what if you got to go out?
You make 50K. I make 50K. That's a salary of 100K. Just for example. Now, what would make you think I would quit my job to live on 50K because you want a woman to sit at home? What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go out and find a job making 100K.
80.
In order for that lifestyle, 80, you're going to have to go out and make a job get a job that pays 80K in order to come up to the lifestyle that we both are used to having. Because I'm not used to living off.
Majority of people
Then you put in lifestyle over family.
Majority of people work. The majority of people work. If they got to downsize and move to the country, like it's okay. So like a lot of people
I don't want to
move
to the country. I don't want to move to the country. I don't want to move to the country. I don't want to move to the country.
Check this out.
You see how you got?
No, check this out. Charlotte here. Listen at this, right? Because a lot of people understand money, they understand financing. Charlotte here is the banking capital, but people know that as crazy as the taxation is, if you have a family, insurance, home insurance, health insurance, all that utility costs. So if they can move to the country and they live an hour outside the city and could commute from their job an hour to where they can pay less for their insurance and their utility, then why not? You don't need no lavish people that's prioritizing as a family and looking to stretch their finances as a family. A lot of those people stay on the outskirts and they make good money and they sustain good money and a good standard of living.
I get all of that, G Honda. But no woman is going to quit a job that she has making $50,000 and he making $50,000. And you got $100,000 cash return. No woman is going to quit her job and then live off $50,000. No woman is going to do that. So men
But that's the
say
priority.
Yeah.
we gotta live
That's the
within
priority.
my means. No, we gotta live within both of our means, which means
Uh,
you don't make enough money. I can't stay at home.
But she was making
how
50K by
about
herself, so that wasn't her lifestyle
how
to
about
start with.
how about this, HQ girl? Because 50,000 is just pretty much like you can barely survive. That's what I believe,
I'm saying.
right? Right.
Right.
So, and also you got to throw in there. Sorry, how's everybody doing? My bad. How's everybody doing?
Mind your business, Papi
Yeah,
Blanco.
yeah. Cool, no problem.
You
But
barely,
yo,
you barely can
but
survive on 50.
right, and that's gonna depend in the city where you at, what kind of debt you got. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So both of those parties that made that kind of money, they get together, right? They can live off of $150,000, which this guy wants, right? And the other 50 bands that Hungary might be making, they put that money to work. They put that money to work for the next 4 or 5 years in a row, right?
Right.
So now you speed up the process to get somewhere in life if they still together. It's a risky move, however, because they ain't married yet. But let's just assume that they get married in like a year and a half or 2 years.
Right.
Now, you put her 50,000 to work in a 5 year in a row. Guess what? That's 250, right? That they say. Obviously, you put the tax in there, and you put that money to work. You can get S&P 500, ETF, all that bullshit, whatever. Get yourself some Airbnb houses. Buy yourself a truck, something to put that money to work, so you can speed up the process to get to the promised land, yo. That's how that works.
Okay. So you wouldn't recommend, so you're saying it's not feasible for a person to sit at home and the man makes 50K and the woman sits at home.
That would be dumb because that would be dumb as hell because at what time this man going to save any money? At what time? If you gotta get, can they do it? Yes, of course they can do it, man. People live off Section 8 food stamps, yo. So 50,000, but you're going to have a 2-bedroom apartment. Matter of fact, you can actually afford a home somewhere in Texas, Oklahoma, and stuff like that. One of those cheap homes that you can get for 40, 50,000. You know what I mean? You can get one of them homes. Your mortgage shouldn't be no more than around $800-900, something like that. You can want to know those fixable joints, right?
Right.
So you can do it, but that man will never ever save a penny because he got to pay the mortgage. He's paying everything by himself, unless he start whatever job he might have, he start getting some crazy pay raises, something like that. Like from 50, go to 65, go to 80. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that maybe works. You see what I'm saying? But still, if you want to speed it up, they both got to put that money together and put that money to work so they can be, so they don't have to work in 10 years.
So unless he's making a certain amount of money, you ain't gonna be able to get ahead. That's what you're saying.
Exactly, man. Like he can have a girl at home for 50,000. You live like in somewhere in the South or Midwest, one of those places outside or away from the main cities. But that man would never ever be able to like get to the promised land, yo. Or it's going to be don't let me say never. It would be real hard for him to get there.
Would you work
what's considered the promised land for each individual person, though? I mean, like when HQ says lifestyle, like I don't want to give up my lifestyle. What is that lifestyle? Is it material things? Is it just the freedom to be able to go out and eat when you want to? Like what's the lifestyle? It's all dependent on an individual basis. So if you can meet somebody and lock in, but like Poppy said, if we gonna do this, maybe you get a part-time job if we want to raise a family early so we can enjoy it later in life. I'll work for a time, you get a part-time job. We're gonna grind this thing down. We're gonna figure out how to put some money aside and invest in something else. And then exponentially over time, we're gonna let that grow and start to make us some passive income. That way in the future, we can live off of that and our lifestyle will grow versus in the beginning having to struggle a little bit.
Right. My whole point is there's no way you're going to be able to put any of that money away if it's just one income and the average person makes $60,000 a year and you're getting married.
A lot of people making $54,000. I mean, like that's
their
the
own.
average, man. No people is getting together.
Yeah,
so it's
they got
possible, not in like major cities like that, but it's possible.
But they have income. but they both have income, not just
That's
one
what I
person.
said. I just said that. I mean, if you're trying to do the family thing and the to grow thing together, maybe y'all both can't work full time. Maybe one has to work full, one has to work part. It just depends on your job, your career field. It's a lot of different ways to do it, man. But in the beginning, it might be a little harder than you might not have your lifestyle right now, especially if you 26, 27 years old.
If I'm 26, 27, I'm struggling to pay the bills on one salary. That's not gonna be anywhere near.
But then you look at them and they got a fresh pair. I mean, I think Fatty brought that. They got a fresh pair of Jordans on, or they got chains, or they got the newest phone, and they got this and all this other stuff.
I'm still trying to figure out why people think being pious and poor is noble or admirable. I don't think being pious and poor is in nowhere near admirable. Ain't no way.
I didn't say pious and poor. I just said you might have struggling doesn't mean that you're poor. It just means you can't have all the nice stuff that you want right now.
Oh, okay.
That's all it means.
So when would I be getting the nice stuff? I would be getting the nice
down the line after you make some good financial decisions down the line.
Yes. I mean, we can make amazing decisions with both of us working too. I mean, this guy right here wants a traditional person that sits at home. Do you know what that looks like? Like
he just talking, man. He just talking. That's all. It sounds good, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why he said he wants somebody to stay at home. A lot of these guys just be talking. They just be lying. I mean, I think the girls lie the most, but some of the guys be lying too, man.
Well, maybe they mean when they're making over 80 or 100,000. Maybe that's what they mean. That she can sit at a particular time. Maybe they mean that.
I think, me personally, you gotta be touching close to 120 to 150 to tell a broad to stay home.
Okay.
Because you gotta understand, if you will get with a girl, at some point a baby popping out of that situation. At some point, it's coming up.
Right.
So you gotta put that into the equation too. It's barely that two people get together, they don't want to have kids. That's not how life works. It's going to be a lot of fucking, and then, oops, I'm 2-3 months late. Next thing you know, little junior or little girl coming out. Guess what? It's not 2 more, it's 3. Kids cost money. Trust me, I got a couple of them.
Okay. So this person, okay, so he's 26. Okay, great. It sounds good. He hasn't said anything out of the ordinary, but you have to be able to afford this lifestyle that he's talking about. But I would get a coffee date with him. I would get a coffee date with him, but I wouldn't expect him to take care of me directly.
You say he's 26?
Yeah, he's 26.
Yeah, he's perfect because isn't that like the age when people come out of college, something like that?
Yeah.
So they're not expecting to be making that much money to begin with. So is the female.
Oh, so he's so he really don't mean what he's saying. Not yet. I don't know.
Well, we all don't know that man's finances, so
we don't know his finances. That's right.
I was looking at the background. I was looking past him. I was looking at the background, wondering, is he renting? Did he buy that place? That looked like a pretty nice pad.
Yeah. So, somebody said he was a rapper. Was he a rapper or was that a joke?
I don't know.
All right, give me the better light. Turn around and have the light in your face.
Candidate. Okay.
Sorry. I'm in
What's going on?
Okay.
I'm in the Philippines and I just gotta put the the blind.
Bro, why you on Kendra G and you in the Philippines, man? Get out of here, bro. You definitely gonna find you something in the Philippines.
No.
Unless you want to definitely just only want a sister, you can find.
Yeah, only want a sister. What is he doing in the Philippines? You could definitely find submissive and all that good stuff there.
You get got too out there, but you can. You're taking care of the whole family before you turn around.
Here we go. This is good.
Titos and the Titos be in the house.
Marquise beginning.
You say you're in the Philippines?
Yeah, I'm in the Philippines right now. But I live in Minnesota. I was actually on your show before. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, he sound like
I was the guy with the turbine thingy, the turban. And you thought
I don't remember.
The turban?
I don't remember. Come in. I don't remember. Do you want to give us an update?
Yeah, it was just a quick little update. I'm actually going to be relocating to the Philippines and retiring by the age of now. So next year I'm coming up here and retiring.
Okay, I'm sorry. One more. Give me 1 second. Okay, leave it at the.
See, here's my thing. You want to retire in the Philippines, right? So you can't be looking for somebody that maybe you're not looking for somebody black. Maybe you're looking for a Filipino woman. I mean,
why he wouldn't come on Kendra to get a he there already.
So he's trying to take sand to the beach.
So you
taking sand to the beach?
Woman, yeah, you finna get a black woman and you finna get her and then take her to the Philippines to live.
What is he doing, HQ? He's just trying to get popularity, man. He probably trying to grow a channel somewhere because it makes no sense.
I can kind of agree with that one too.
Think about it. This show is based. I'm going to assume that at least 95% of the people that watch Kendra is in America. I'm going to go ahead and take that wild guess, and I'm pretty sure I'm real close, right?
Right.
He went to the Philippines. Let's just assume he went there for work, right? Why would a girl reach out to him to try to like mess with him if he in the Philippines? Most people don't want to live in no goddamn Philippines.
Right. Don't nobody want to move to the Philippines. So what the hell is he talking
about? I got a question though before we kind of get into this, guy. Is that okay if I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I heard you guys talking about the money, right? The 150 to 50,000.
Right.
How much do I live in Las Vegas? Right. Poppy, you over in Arizona, bro.
I'm in Phoenix right now.
Yeah, you're in Phoenix. Right. Phoenix is a piss poor, dirt cheap ass town.
Right.
You don't need money to fucking live there.
That's not true at all, brother.
I don't even understand. All my cousins and shit live in Avondale right there. I got a bunch of people all over in that area. It's no money.
It used to be cheap though. Those days are over.
Bro, you still can go get a 3 or 4 bedroom home and you're going to be paying the same amount you're paying here in Vegas, anywhere from $1,500 to maybe $2,100. It's
with this new interest, but yeah, but I get your point.
Yeah, so if you get my point, you understand that $50,000, as long as you're not driving a Maserati, a Benz, or a Porsche, is plenty of money to live off of. I hate that. Don't do this, especially, bro. Men make an average of $54,000. The women are around the early $40,000 range.
That's a good amount. That's a good amount of money. 80, 90,000 for 2 people to live off of.
Yes, but see, this is what I came up to say is, HQ, when we say we don't care about your money, it is because you guys don't spend money on us, right? Jay is a married man. Jay, can you honestly say
women spend money when we in a relationship?
No, they don't.
We do what we got to do with money. What do y'all think we do with the money?
Me?
I don't agree with that at all.
What do y'all think we do with the money? I'm confused.
Some stuff.
What do y'all think we do with the money?
Jay, you got a wife, right?
Yeah. Most girls that I deal with spend money on me, bro. Like I don't know where you're getting drugs from, bro.
Jay,
all right, you believe it. You believe that if you want to.
Poppy, are you married?
Fuck no.
Okay, then take yourself away from this. You don't count. I got a lot of bitches that spend money on me, but they're not my bitch. I'm talking about your actual woman. Jay, what is the most expensive thing your wife has ever purchased you, or what kind of money she spent on you?
Apple Watch.
An Apple Watch. An Apple Watch is fucking dinner for us. if we take you guys to dinner? You guys, HQ, I'm sorry, you never had.
I don't know what type of women you deal with, but when I ran a household, hold on. When I ran a household and I had a husband, I made sure the bathroom was stocked. I made sure he had underwear, he had socks, he had food, he had washing detergent, he had house. I bought furniture. I bought all of these things for us. What do you mean a woman doesn't spend her money on a man? That wasn't all his money that I spent. I spent my money for us.
HQ, for us. That's not what I'm talking about. The money that he spent on you. You told us once that he directly gave you cash every week for the bills. That is money going towards you and the house. You were not doing that for him. This is what I'm saying. You guys don't spend money on us. So we don't give a shit about the money that you make because all we get is socks. When Rihanna did the Super Bowl and she came out pregnant, I said, we got fucking socks for the Super Bowl halftime. We get socks for Christmas, socks and underwear for our birthday, socks and underwear for Father's Day. You guys don't do a goddamn thing for us for the most part as women.
I've heard
don't get me started on that, man. Hey,
I've heard that talking point, and that
Jay, am I lying?
That ain't no talking point, man. That's a sore part. That's a sore part to me, man.
I've heard that
it's not a talking point. It's the truth.
No sense that we women don't spend our money on our men. That makes no
you don't. Jay got an Apple Watch.
I don't agree with that.
You're not married. You don't count.
I got a pair of
yeah, but I got plenty of I got plenty of money from different bros, fam. So, bro, that's not how that goes, family. Bro, at one time,
I got plenty of money from women too.
At one point, so let me answer you. At one point, a girl gave me 8 bands, bro. And then a few other times, a couple of girls gave me 2,000. And then all the time, a girl gave me 1,000.
So can I ask you a question? A serious question?
Go ahead.
Was it for something specific?
No, they just gave it to me, bro. They asked me what I want. I say money, and they know that I get money too. So it's not like I needed it. They just know, bro.
So you're running in. Long time ago, long time ago, when I was young and in the streets, I used to have women give me money too. Large amounts of money, right? They go home, they go out, go hit a lick, something like that, come home with a nice watch and all that type of shit, right? I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, as far as to be in a relationship, a solid, stable relationship with a woman, bro, you are not getting any of those perks.
You said in a relationship, a full-fledged relationship, a woman doesn't spend money on a man at all. This is what you're saying to me?
I didn't say at all. I said it's very minimal. It's insignificant. It is most times it's less than a Valentine's Day dinner. Most times.
So what did
most times the money that we spend on you versus what a woman will actually receive is most times less than us and a single Valentine's Day.
Wait a minute. What does a woman do with her money?
That's what's about to ask.
Who the fuck know? I don't know.
This is Black America.
What your girl do with her money?
So both of y'all make money and y'all live together and you spend your money on her and she just puts her money in her pocket. That's what you're saying?
No,
is this Black America?
Yeah, Black America, yeah.
It is Black America. Okay, what's good, family, bro? Come on. I think you off on this one, family. You off on this
brother? No, I'm just saying, bro. You can't.
Yo, but I never been married. Hold on, listen. I never been married though. However, I have lived with a couple of women before, right? I lived with women before, right? And one thing I know, when a woman is into you, bro, when she's into you, she cannot wait to buy your stuff. She cannot wait to take you places. You see what I'm saying? So you off on this one, like you missing this mark by a mile, family. Like, I don't understand why you say they love, is that Black America? You live with a couple of women before, bro, right? Right?
Uh-oh, he froze. Y'all hit the like button. I don't see no cash apps. I don't see no super chats. I don't see none of that. What happened to all of that, guys? Hit the like button. I need the like button hit. We got 34 people here. I see 23 likes. Y'all hit the like button. Ain't nobody donating to the Cash App. I ain't seen one of those Cash Apps. I asked for the Cash App. I asked for the Super Chat. I didn't get that. So I need to have some likes and some shares. What are we doing here, y'all? Come on. What are we doing here? He froze, Poppy.
Yeah, that's just
What?
Oh, go ahead, run it, baby.
No, I'm just saying this man said he wanted to come back to wherever the hell he at with a black woman. Let's see if you want a black woman.
So Marquise, Philippines, Minnesota. So what was the update?
The update was it was a couple females. I got a lot of messages. They were really great. It was a few females that were really cool. However, they I don't think they were really trying to take that leap of faith. They didn't really know me like that. And I understand because it's a big thing to like come and see somebody that you don't know over the internet and stuff like that. But I just
why would you ask them to come and get you?
Wanted to say that I'm going to be relocating to the Philippines. I didn't find anyone, unfortunately. I did date a couple people from the show, and it just always didn't work out as far as they weren't ready to like settle down or relocate. So they just weren't ready to have like a serious relationship. But
why does he want to move to the Philippines? Out of all places on this planet, why the Philippines? And why would you want to drag a person to the Philippines? I don't.
Other than that, it was great. So it was some great people that reached out.
So do you want to do it again?
If I did, they couldn't have any kids for sure, and they'd have to be they'd have to be willing to relocate because I'm leaving and moving to the Philippines.
Okay, so you're visiting right now, but you're coming back to the States and then you're going back. All right. So do you want to do it, Marquise?
Of course.
Okay, let's do it. Marquise, Philippines, but he's from Minnesota. How old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
29. And you have no kids?
No kids.
And what do you do for a living?
I own an insurance agency and a couple properties.
Sure.
Okay, well then he's set like that. But why would you need to go all the way out there? Jay, Poppy, y'all out?
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. Ask again, please.
I mean, why would he have a woman, a black woman specifically, move all the way out there just to start what's out there? What's out there in the Philippines? What's there?
If I have to, it's a lot of pharmaceutical companies, for what I know. If I have to take a guess, this man probably moved there for work, maybe purposes, maybe something along those lines.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's just assume he moved there just for work.
Maybe he's not attracted to the Filipino women.
Agency and a couple.
They look like little boys anyway.
Maybe he ain't attracted to the Filipino women. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can assume. Why wouldn't
I know into Asian woman myself.
I mean, maybe he don't like the Filipino woman, and he's looking for a black woman who's willing to relocate, because that's the only thing I can think is that she has to be a black or a white woman willing to relocate to the Philippines, because I'm not attracted to the Filipino women. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I mean,
have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
About 6-7 years ago.
Okay. Oh, you got married young?
Yes, I was in the military.
Okay. And what's your zodiac sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. So we got Marquise, Philippines, 29 Aquarius, no kids, owns his own insurance agency and properties. Married once. Stay situated, Marquise. Please stop moving.
I was just sitting back. I'm sorry.
What kind of woman are you looking for, love?
Somebody who's nice, someone who can take care of my family, doesn't have a temper, just relax, can enjoy the simple things in life.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. It's not too much. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Person who goes out, drinks, parties all the time, a liar, thief, anything like that.
Okay.
Someone who can't communicate.
And that can't communicate?
Yeah, because if we're yelling or if we're both yelling at each other, we're not going to be able to have an actual conversation.
Okay. Should she look a certain way?
Yes, she should be very fit and look nice, not overweight. Respectfully.
What about? Say again.
Respectfully.
Nice. Okay. What's the age range you want to date? You're 29.
I'm 21 to 30.
Okay. Do you and would you obviously you're moving to the Philippines? Would you date a woman that's already there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Actually, your deal breakers?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh well,
did he make us?
He's attracted to him, I guess. Then why is it he not looking on the? There's not a lot of Filipino women on this app. So why are you here? That would be a question. Why are you here on this app if you like Filipino women?
Certain amount of money.
No.
You don't care about that?
Not really.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra can. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Okay.
Clothes on.
What? Okay. All right. We see you. So Marquise is in the Philippines. He has come back to the States. You have to be willing to move to the Philippines. That's the requirement. No kids, 21 to 30. When was your last relationship?
My last relationship was about a year ago. Okay. Yeah, about this time a year ago.
3 flaws you have. Well, before I ask you that, you don't have to answer, but when's the last time you was intimate with a woman?
Before I left the States, probably like 2 days, so like a week ago.
Okay. How long are you in the Philippines right now?
I'll be here for a month. I'm just looking for property.
The woman you slept with a week ago, she's not an option?
No.
Why not?
Just because it was the exact same person. From on the last podcast, it was someone that has kids. And again, I want someone without kids. So I want to have my own family and create my own legacy.
Okay. Now, 3 flaws you have to work on.
Yeah, you like the lady with the baby.
I cut people off very fast. That's the ones that I can think of right now.
I don't understand why that's so difficult to come up with. I just don't understand that.
And why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Yeah, why?
I'm a provider. I'm very nice. I'm courteous. I'll make sure I speak. I don't know. How can I say it?
Come on, bro, make it up good.
Uplift them and make sure I'm bringing out the best in them as far as holding them, not holding them accountable, but
stop doing that. Stop talking about that.
Holding them to a high standard. Making sure that they fulfill their best, the most, their potential. I guess is that how I can say? Is their potential? Yeah, and that'll bring out the best in them, and hopefully they bring out the best in me.
So you had to say instead of doing that.
And let's do it. Are you on the Kendra G thing?
When y'all start talking about that accountability, y'all turn women off. Really?
Why, HQ?
That don't even make sense. It turns women off.
Why, HQ?
I'm just telling you.
In reality,
it's an implication that she doesn't know how to be accountable, and that's the problem. No, it's an implication.
So if she was just accountable, then it would be like water off a duck's back. It would just slide right off.
And how do you know I'm not accountable? That's the
he didn't say you was. He said he just wants you to be accountable.
So I'm saying that's
hit dogs.
That's a part of that. That's a part of that toxic shit. That's a part of that toxic stuff.
That's not toxic. You need to stop, HQ. That sounds ridiculous, actually. But in reality, it's only 2 people that can hold women accountable, right? One, it would be her father or whoever she thinks is like somebody that raised her, can be her stepdaddy, her grandpa, whoever was the closest to her coming up, and she actually listened to the guy that is fucking her. Anybody else, don't expect these bros to listen to you, fam. I ain't like that shit holding these bros accountable online. That shit the most ridiculous shit I ever heard in my life.
That don't work. It don't never work.
Of course it doesn't.
Never works. Because I'm saying you never know what you just never know until you get to talking to people and know what's going on. When someone says, "Oh, you got to hold the other women accountable," be like, "No, I don't. No, the fuck I don't. I don't care."
Somebody need to hold somebody accountable.
They need to hold
somebody that is people that you know in real life supposed to do that, like your immediate family, your sister, your bestie, stuff. I get that part, but a motherfucker online, give me a break, yo.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. Then
people you respect.
Yeah, people you respect. I love hearing married people speak. It's logical and realistic. Shout out to the married folks. There you go. Natural Gang. Rain 999. Here we go. Thank you. Michelle. Michelle became a YouTube member. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I understand. I'm not accountable at all. I'm not accountable at all. I'm accountable to me. I don't give a damn about nobody else.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? We like to say all that stuff, man. We like to say all that, but I mean, in a society, you kind of are accountable to other people, even strangers, to some extent. Not saying that you have to do what those people want you to do, but every time you step out into the public, you kind of being accountable for certain things.
What?
You just not HQ. I seen your first video. I heard how you was talking. You're not gonna go into a public space and be talking like that. Unless something happens, you're just not gonna go.
That's called decency.
Yeah, it's a certain it's a certain level of accountability to certain things. Whether or not you.
To me, I don't have to be held accountable. Nobody is gonna hold me accountable.
That's a cop out. That's not to you. You're doing it like you said, like public decency for the people surrounding you.
That's
you're not just
me holding myself to a standard. That's not you holding me to a standard. It's me holding myself to a standard.
Okay.
When you all say hold someone accountable, you all want someone to hold somebody else accountable. I'm not in the business of holding anybody accountable. I hold myself to a certain standard. I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar. I'm not a this. I'm not a that. That's me holding myself accountable. I'm not expecting anybody to hold me accountable. I'm not expecting to be holding someone else accountable. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm holding me to a certain standard.
Because why? Because why?
Because I feel good about myself doing that.
Okay.
I walk inside my head. I don't wake up in the morning and say, well, I got to be nice to people. No, I wake up and say, I'm a nice person, so I'm going to be nice. That's a difference.
All right. Fair enough.
That's a
difference. I'm not going to die on that hill.
Singles dating app.
Leave that picture up there.
Who, Michelle? Oh, shit.
Just because she asked what to come down.
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry.
Blow it up.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you up there and blow you up. What about this guy?
Zoom in.
What about this guy? This guy right here wants somebody to move to the Philippines.
Man, I don't know what like I mean, Poppy might have had it, man. This dude he want attention. He getting the physical part.
Right.
He clapping cheeks. So I really don't know what he wants, honestly. Honestly, he might say something, but I really don't know what he wants.
But he's clapping cheek. He said, but he wants somebody to move to the Philippines. But you're there and you're attracted to Filipino women. Why not just get a Filipino woman?
Thanks, Deon. She be lying. She be lying. That was a lie.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Here we go. Here's my person. Here's my last person, and wow. Okay, here we go.
Hello?
How you doing?
Hello?
Yes, you can hear me?
Yeah, now we're good. All right, don't have your hair cut off. Oh, that's a nice green. That's a good color for you.
This is Cedric the Entertainer.
Singles dating app is available now
Don't
on
he look like
iPhones
Cedric?
and Android phones. Just go to your
Don't he look like Cedric?
App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
But he's only 34. That's why.
I love, like, you know, I'm a brown.
You tell me if that ain't no 54 all day.
Why? Because of the gray hair?
Yeah, he looks older, way older.
Bright
that movie
colors
Cedric
are
was
Yeah,
in
my-
when he had all that stuff on?
This guy.
Yeah, my grandpa has like a lot of gray at 33. So
He looks.
I agree with you.
Yes. What's your name, sir?
My name is Devin.
Devin. Where you calling us from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. How old are you?
I'm 34.
34. What you do for a living?
IT professional.
IT professional. Do you have any kids?
No, no kids.
Mr. Walker?
You ever been married?
Nope.
What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Okay. Ooh, you saw our whole breakdown of that. Listen, all right, Devin. Look, you look good on paper, child. Devin, New Jersey, 34, Gemini, IT professional, no kids, never married. What kind of woman you looking for?
I'm open to date different women. Really no preference, I would say. I dated black women, Spanish women, not white women, anything like that. But
okay, so you're open to white and Hispanic.
No white.
I'm sorry, you're open to black and Hispanic.
Yes.
Do you have any characteristic requirements or desires?
You do.
I like a more natural woman.
Okay.
Other than that, it's not a whole lot of makeup. If you know how to use it right, that's cool. I mean, but nothing real crazy. No crazy.
Yeah, she looked like she been running all day and her makeup is dripping.
She need a CMOS shot right now.
Man, she look hard.
Purposes.
Could she have kids?
more like Simmons gel.
Yeah, she look tired as hell.
Okay, so now let's go to your deal breakers.
I take the gel every day though.
You say what?
So I eat Simmons every day for the past 7 years.
No.
What's the taste like?
No kids, no crazy attitude.
It tastes nasty. I mean, not nasty. It tastes like simple.
Not out on the scene
like
all the
nothing.
time, you know.
Like what?
It doesn't taste like nothing. Like, I mean, I'm used to at this point, but at first it didn't taste that good. But now, since so many years of taking it, but it's good for your immune system. It works actually. You got a lot of energy. I barely get sick. Energy, your blood flow, your minerals, all that stuff.
Right. CMOS. I gotta look
like a more like homebody.
They're asking me what year was you born. They don't believe you 34.
Right.
I know. I get
Jihan to keep CMOS under his tongue.
No.
What?
Don't show your ID on the side shot.
I was born 1990. It's tatted on my arm.
It's tatted on him.
90.
All right. What's the age range you want to date?
I say probably from like 28 to 38.
Okay. Any more deal breakers besides kids?
Like, nah, not really. Like, no criminal background or nothing like that. But, you know, no, nothing really.
Okay.
A lot of people never say that.
Should she look a certain way? We kind of did that because you said any ethnicities, any appearance requirements, slender, medium, thick, tall.
For sure. Not take care of your body. I go to the gym every day, so I want somebody that's rather in shape, nothing too crazy, not obese or nothing like that.
Right.
Okay. Let's do. Should she make a certain amount of money?
No, I ain't tripping on that.
He ain't tripping over your money. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
I keep forgetting to tell the women. I have that women's show tomorrow. The women's show. I hope the women can show up to be on the panel like they did the last time. At least we have 4 on the panel. We can have a ladies session. If ladies, I need some. You don't have to be on camera, but I would love for 4 or 5 ladies to show up.
Nope, you got to be on camera.
Flora, you included. Flora, if you here.
Well, I mean, I'm in my work office. So.
No wigs, no bonnets.
Okay. We see you. You see? Okay. Showing the muscles. Devin, when was your last relationship?
What's it? 2025. I would say 2022 it ended.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
4 months ago, 3 months ago.
All right.
3 flaws you have to work on.
3 flaws I have to work on. I guess I get like, I don't know, turned off easily. So maybe more patience with people.
Wow.
What else? You know, you don't really look at your flaws too often. Maybe it's
You pointed out what I was about to say. It's always the most difficult question,
right?
And it's revealing though, because everyone should self-assess.
Yeah, you're right about that. So I would say my patience. I really don't. I can't think on the spot like that. I really don't know.
Okay.
That for sure though. My patience. I'm kind of short with people for sure.
Right.
Okay. And why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Right.
I come from a good family. I know what like a household supposed to look like. I come from, both my parents was together. They still together. They've been together for like 37 years.
Okay.
You know, so I know how to treat a woman. I know my father has laid that foundation for me. You know, my mother has been a good mother. So I know what that dynamic should look like. I don't have any kids, no crazy baby mother, nothing like that.
Right.
I make good money. I work a full-time job. I ain't trying to dip in your pocket at all. You know what I mean? I know a lot of guys these days are.
Okay. Now, Devin, you better be on the Kendra G.
Well,
you going HQ?
Am I going? He's too young for me. I just
based off of what he said.
Based off of what he said, of course, I would go on a
based off of what he said and how he's presenting.
Right. I would go on a coffee date with him based off of what he said, based off what he's presenting. Okay. I mean, he seems to be healthy. He can talk. He walk upright. He do all of these things correctly. So yeah, I would definitely give him a coffee date because he's not horrible or horrific on the eye. So he's good.
It's not catastrophic. Catastrophic. I got a dog, HQ.
No, he ain't catastrophic. He's doing just fine. Everything is fine except he has gray hair. And some women may look at him and say he's too old to go on a date with. They might say he's too old. Or
some women might look at them gray hairs, man. I had one. I just plucked it. My first one when I hit 44. I had one. It was like, oh yeah, distinguished.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong with his look. He looks fine. A coffee date, yeah. Would you guys go on a coffee date? Ladies, go see if you go on a coffee date.
Michelle going, Tahil going, Rain going.
Okay.
Raquel going, Jay Walker going.
Okay.
Natural going.
Thank you.
They all going. They all going. They all said it in the chat.
There you go. Coffee date right here.
Every last one of them going.
But you don't run across any of the guys that don't want kids and you know, I wish Natural would, you know, say, hey, he say, yeah, he's 34.
You wish he would do what? You wish he would do what?
Find her a man who doesn't want children.
Oh, okay.
And he would be decent.
You said you wish she would do something. She ain't got to do nothing.
No, I'm saying she's fine. She's fine.
Yeah.
So this is a good candidate. Yes, he can go for coffee. We got coffee for him. Yes, we do.
No, he do not look older than Leon King.
Hold on.
He do not look older than Leon King, man.
I'm like, wait a minute. I got two more. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get one.
He just gray.
This one guy. But the whole point is, can he, you know, can he be the right guy?
Is your name Emmanuel?
We never know.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Presentation off the bat.
Good, you gotta sit up, baby.
What, laying on the couch?
Yeah. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but he might be, you know, good.
He might be getting topped off or something. What you talking about?
Okay.
What's your name, Emmanuel?
Why else you laying back on the couch?
Because he didn't expect to get Kendra.
And where you coming
as soon
from?
as you see her, sit up, bro. Like, just
California.
California. How old are you, Emmanuel?
Man, Kendra look different.
39.
39. And what do you do for a living?
Them wigs make her look totally different.
I'm an engineer.
Oh man.
Engineer. Do you have any kids?
No.
I can see where the tan stops on that head. Look
Where
at
are you
that.
from originally, Emmanuel?
Originally from Cameroon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this light skin.
Yeah.
How the part? How is that?
Emmanuel, California. And
yeah, I know natural, but I was sticking to that one particular fact that you said you wanted to be childless. So I was sticking to that. Where can that one little thing? We're childless, right? So that's what I was like. I know how difficult it has to be, to just get that specific requirement, and then you got to get the other requirements that go along with that, right? And that's the difficult part. I get that.
Engineer 38, no kids. What's your zodiac sign? Do you believe in that?
I don't believe in it, but I'm a Capricorn.
Okay. Let's do it. Emmanuel, 39, California, engineer, no kids. What kind of woman are you looking for?
I'm looking for, someone caring, ready to, start a family.
Right, start a family.
Yeah.
What are your deal breakers?
I would say someone who is selfish. Yeah, who doesn't want kids.
Who doesn't want kids? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she doesn't want kids. Could she have kids already?
Maybe one.
They're telling me your TV's on. I do hear something.
Oh, sorry.
Right, y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. Coming in. Super chats, cash apps, all that great stuff. Please, thank you. Please and thank you. Yeah, the whole point is, yeah, he looks like he's not even ready or looking for something. He's 39 years old. As soon as the light come on his phone, he should jump his tail up. Okay. The whole point is we looking for the basic model. And the basic model should be fit and friendly and open. Fit, friendly, and open. If you fit, friendly, and open, and you don't have these talking points that you're stuck, or you keep saying it. So you see, as I was saying before, when you start saying talking points to me, and you went through them and you haven't thought them through, and you're just saying them because they're talking points, then I have a problem with you. Then I have a problem with that. Of course, I'm not traditional, but I understand the traditional role. So I understand when he says, okay, I want a woman to sit at home and do this, and this. I don't mind doing that, but you still have to give me freedom to do other things. I can't just be stuck at home having babies. There's other things that need to be done too, as a person that may stick at home or whatever. But I'm just saying, I understand what he's saying when they say that. It's just when you get toxic with it and you say other things behind that don't make sense to them.
Well, what is toxic? Well, what that even means?
Toxic.
Okay, what I mean? Give me 3 examples of toxic. Go ahead.
Meaning, give me a talking point. Give me a red pill talking point, and I'll tell you what I mean. Because sometimes I can't think of what all of those things mean. When a man says, I have to teach you something. When a man says he has to teach me something, my shackles immediately go up, and most women's do. Most women do.
Why would that be toxic? Don't you want a man that is like smarter than you, taller than you, got more money than you?
I'm explaining it. When a person comes to you and you're a modern, regular, everyday, normal woman, and a man comes to you and say, "Oh, she has to learn from me, and I have to teach her." I say in my head, didn't we come from the same shitty ass childhood? Didn't we come from the same shitty ass background? So how are you, if we come from the same shitty ass background, how are you going to teach me something? And most women have went and gotten educated. Most women have went to college. Most women have progressed in their jobs. How is it that you're going to train me to do something and I have more education than you do? That's the first thing I run across when I hear a man say, I have to train and teach you. What are you training me? What are you trying to teach me? That's what I say. When you say, I got to teach my wife to do this, what do you mean teach me? And I'm the one who goes to college. I'm the one who gets educated. According to statistically, I'm more educated than you. We both come from a shitty family.
Where did Raquel go? Where did Raquel
you're
go?
going to you're going to college. That doesn't mean anything. HQ.
Say what?
That doesn't mean too much. You're going to college. What that's supposed to mean?
Meaning.
Yes. Just because you went to college, that doesn't mean you're smarter than me. That's not how that is.
That's not what I said. What I said was, what do you teach? No, hold on. What do you mean by teaching me? What does that mean?
Cool. Let's say you get with me, right? And I want you to make me some arroz con pollo. Don't I have to teach you how to make it for me?
I don't think that's what that means when men say.
That means it's teaching you something.
I don't think that's what they mean when they say teach me something. Teach
what do you think it means then, HQ?
Oh my God.
Men want to teach?
What I think it means is, I just explained it. It means that you're going to educate me as though I'm not educated.
No, that's not that.
I'm explaining to you how women hear it. Not how you meant it. I'm explaining to you how women hear it. Women hear it as you're teaching me something, and we're both on the same educational level. We're both on the same family level. We both came from a shitty family. We both have the similar job. We both have the similar education. I'm saying this is how women hear it. Women hear it. Not how you mean it, how women hear it.
I got that, but do you know?
But that's terrible.
If a guy is on his purpose, he's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. Do you know what that man would love a woman to say to him? I want to be led by you.
What does that mean?
I would follow your lead. That's what a man would love to hear a woman say.
And
if he's on his purpose, he's doing.
Amazing to hear that. A woman would be amazed to do that. So what does that mean exactly? If
he's making all of if he has a trend of making sound decisions, he's gone to school or gotten the right trade so far. He's making money. He's in a place where he's saving money. He's making sound decisions on a daily basis. He's putting the right things into his body. He's consuming the right materials in life. He's not out here just, he's not just giving himself to any of the lusts of life or anything like that.
And a woman
can look at that man and say,
right,
I would follow your lead.
And I'm doing the same thing.
And you're doing the same thing too. But HQ, check this out.
What does that? You didn't explain what, if I'm doing the same thing and you're doing the same thing, what do you mean by leading?
That's exactly what it is, HQ.
I don't know what you're not getting, HQ. I don't understand what you're not getting.
I don't understand what y'all think. What you think?
So what is okay? So check this out.
I'll give you a real life. Go ahead.
Check this out. HQ. I got a woman that's making 80K. Let's say she got a good education, good job, good everything. Right. I say, hey, okay, I'm cool. I don't want to be. You can take care of everything. You could take care of all the bills. You can go out there and work. I'm gonna stay at home. I'm gonna cook, clean, take care of the house,
right.
And when all that stuff is done, I'm gonna be on my PlayStation.
Right.
How many women's gonna do that? Yes, your food's gonna be ready when you get home.
Mm-hmm.
The house is gonna be spotless. The laundry is gonna be washed, dried, and put away. The kitchen is gonna be done with a dish rag dry, hanging over the top of the side.
So if a man did all of that,
the woman, you go, lady, ma'am. You go work,
right?
And I'll be the stay-at-home guy,
right?
And you go out there in the world and do it, and I'll stay at home,
right?
And when you come home, the food gonna be ready, and I'll be, hey, babe, how was your day?
Mm-hmm.
You have a good day? Go ahead, sit down. How your feet tired? Let me go rub your feet. How many women gonna do that? How many women are built for that?
How many men are built for that? That's
a lot of men is built for that. A
They're
lot of men is built for
stay
that.
at home and wouldn't work.
No, I'm talking about a lot of men is built to go out and do that and earn.
Right.
That's been the traditional role. That's the protection and provision you've been talking about this
Yes,
whole time.
but the whole point of me saying the point is men don't make enough to do that and have a woman sit at
According
home.
to who? According to who?
According to women.
People out here doing it
because
of what? What they want.
Hold on, just because you think 50 and 60,000 is enough doesn't mean women.
It's not enough for what? It's not enough for what? For her to do what?
For whatever she wants, whatever
to
they
live
want.
the social media lifestyle.
If that's the woman you pick and that's what she want, then you have
no. That's not the woman I'm picking. HQ. So I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. So why is it that it's a hard sell when a woman says, "Hey, sir, you make 50,000, but you don't make enough for our lifestyle, so I'm not dating you."
What's our lifestyle?
HQ, I'll give you a real life example, right? I got my own car business, right? If I teach you how to do my books, because that's like the only area that probably I would need help, like my receivable, my accountables, like the payments for my products, for my cars, and all that stuff, right? Wouldn't that be me teaching you to do something? How to keep my book instead of me paying my CPA?
Yes, that would be TJ. Yes, that would
All
be
right,
teaching you to do something. But I'm saying that's not what they mean when they say train and teach. Train or
that's the same thing in HQ. Don't get caught up in words. Train, teaching, all that shit mean the same, man.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you how the women respond. They don't look at it as you saying that.
But women say that they want, most of these bros that jump on this show say they want to learn something from the men. They want the men to teach them stuff. They all say that.
Yes, I want a man who can teach
I
me
don't know,
something.
you don't react to like at least 100 Kendra G show. They say that themselves. You just complicate it for no reason.
They say that. They say I want when asked the question directly, do you want your man to be smarter than you? Yes. Do you want him to make more money than you? Yes. Do you want him to be stronger than you? Yes.
And
I want a man that's going to teach me something. I don't want a man that can't teach me nothing.
And yet,
that's bingo.
And yet,
that's what they say.
And yet, and still, men can't seem to find a decent woman who wants all of those things.
Huh? I don't think men. I know, I got plenty of bros. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What you mean you can find? I've got plenty of them, girl. I've got plenty of them joints. I know. Listen, HQ, get it. Listen, HQ. Listen, HQ.
Hold on. You sit here and you say women say they want all of these things, and yet and still we can't seem to make it work or make it last or do any of those things. So I'm saying, no, they're not. They can say whatever they want to, but when it comes down to the whole nitty gritty, that's not what they're asking for. Why are women up in arms with men? If you say they want all of these things you guys say, why are you having trouble with the men? Why are the women having trouble?
Because women, for the most part, y'all don't even know what you want, yo. That's why y'all need a nigga in your life to kind of dictate what the hell you want. HQ, don't you think that women are backwards? Most women are backwards. Yes or no?
No.
No? Okay.
I just know
they say the one thing. They all call and say the same dumb shit. They want this guy this. They got this guy that made 300. All this bullshit.
Yeah.
Their baby daddy be a broke ass nigga.
Yes, my point exactly. They say a lot of things, but that's not what they're wanting or they show that they want. I'm saying you keep saying they want a man to lead. They say they want a man to lead. They say they want a man to do this, and then turn around, and that's not what they really want.
So by default, they are backwards then, right?
Yeah.
Right, HQ. By default, they are backwards human being, right?
And this is not all women. But
not all women.
Of course, we don't even have to say all women, bro. Like
I'm saying it before she say it, Poppy. I'm saying it before she say
no,
it.
like we have to assume that nothing is 100% except death. We gotta be, you know what I mean? We grown already.
I'm just explaining to you why, if this is what women want and they say they want this, why is it that women are pushing back on those things when men say them? Why?
Because they view it as slavery.
Why do they view it as slavery?
I have no idea. I don't know. But you look at a lot of women that's out here doing it themselves, especially women with kids. What do they have to become to get the job done?
Yeah, think about it. They say that staying at home is. They think about it. They say being like a housewife.
Slavery.
They say
why did they get in the chat and say slavery? Why?
Because you know why? Because they just want to sound cool. They don't even believe that themselves, yo. They don't even believe that themselves. Think about it. They say staying at home is slavery, but then they gotta go clock into some bum ass job for like $20, $25 an hour to live paycheck to paycheck. Who's the real slave? Who's the real slave?
Pay taxes on it, drive 45 minutes to the job, 45 minutes home, eat a crap diet, don't have no time with their family or friends.
HQ, answer me, please. Who's the real slave, please? A woman that stay home and chill, whatever, because a guy can afford to keep her there, or the bro that gotta go to the call center to take 100 and something calls per day, whatever, to meet that quota, whatever that shit might be, for $20 an hour. Who's the real slave?
A lot of women don't have hobbies either, man. I see that.
And that's what I tell guys. I tell guys, start listening to these bros, man. These bros is like backwards human being, man. A man is supposed to move at his own pace, man. And whatever bitch attaching herself to him, she gotta do what the man says. Simple as that, yo.
I'm just trying to figure out when you were saying something, or you were talking about a marriage and someone was talking about something else. I saw several people put in the chat slaves. Why is it that they say slaves? Why was that?
They also said that they never fuck a bum. I bet all of them have fuck a bum.
No, he becomes a bum after. They didn't do it. He wasn't a bum when they did it. He became a bum after it happened.
That's wild. But that's what I'm saying. I'm just pushing back
crusty.
I'm just pushing back on the way I hear some of the women talk. Like, we don't want to be slaves. We want to do this. We won't do that.
HQ, we got that.
But it don't. But that ain't true. It can't be true.
HQ, we got the example right life. We don't have to even make it. We got a girl that quote unquote is a college graduate and moved to goddamn somewhere else to sell hot dogs, man. We got another girl in this space that say she don't give money to niggas and some little niggas somewhere she turned around and gave him 12 bands, bro. Like, come on, yo. We don't have to make this shit out. Like, you know these people yourself.
That's crazy. That's wild. Okay.
That's my point. We got
a conversation tomorrow that we're gonna have with the women. We're gonna have a conversation with the women, and I want to know about this slave thing. I want to understand what the hell is going on. Why is there such a disconnect between the men and the women? The women had, I don't know whether it was one woman or it was a couple women that had the word slaves in there, but I just didn't understand that. Maybe I didn't read the information, but it was slaves. So there's got to be something going on because the women think of it as slavery. It's something. There's a disconnect between what y'all say and what the women are hearing.
I was told to ask my grandma.
They hear women. They hear we want to help women. We want women to sit at home, and then women hear slaves. Why is that?
Do you believe that, HQ? Do you believe that, HQ? Like for real? Like, do you honestly believe that?
No, I'm finna find out tomorrow. If they show up, if the women show up tomorrow, we gonna find out.
I'm asking you a direct question.
What?
Do you believe that they mean that slave thing?
No, I don't know. Absolutely. I don't believe you mean slave thing when you want a woman to sit at home and do whatever. I don't believe you mean slave. No. I don't have that in my mind at all. Not at all.
Because if a man can put you up in a nice house and have your car and buy groceries and put clothes and afford clothes and the occasional date and then you just got to stay. You stay home.
What is Freak talking about? What is she saying? Apex, super alpha, overbearing, hypersexual, toxic. What is she talking about? What does those words mean when we're talking about men? What does that mean?
I don't know about none of that. All that alpha stuff, man. If you a dude and you calling yourself an alpha, you're not like alphas. People follow alphas. You don't say you're an alpha, you just are one. I'm not
there
an
you
alpha.
go.
In certain situations, I might be an alpha, like in a training scenario or something like that. Organically, it might happen, and it's happened where people would just, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. We'll follow him in that situation, alpha. But that don't mean I'm an alpha just across the board.
Right.
All those guys with the all that bravado and stuff, man. Like, man, you're not an alpha. You're loud.
Yeah.
You might get girls because you're fortunate enough to have money and stuff like that, but
yeah,
what is that?
Aaron,
do other men follow you?
Yes. You hear you, Aaron? Yes. You hear our discussion? You hear our discussion? Do you know what the disconnect is? You understand what I'm saying? Disconnect. What is that?
Yes. So I believe I can answer all of your questions, and I'll do it in reverse. So the disconnect was the slavery piece. I believe one of the character flaws of women is that they don't necessarily grasp the concept of duty the way men do. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that we should expect them to. I think there's a survival component that women have adopted and evolved into called selfishness. Mm-hmm. And it's because they don't have the tools necessary to manipulate the environment the way men do. So they rely on men for survival. Now, I'm talking about from an evolutionary perspective.
Right.
So therefore, there's a sense of selfishness that has been ingrained into their software. Mm-hmm. Right? They don't necessarily have to care about the group because they have to rely on the group for their own survival. So when you say things like, I want you to follow me, I want to lead you or guide you,
right?
Or submit, I want you to submit to me. A woman's first assumption is going to be from a selfish perspective because that's what she would suggest happen if she were to expect someone to submit to her. She would say that with a selfish perspective. Now, the man's, I think, character flaw is the lack of the ability to articulate his intentions, right? Which is something that women are very good at. Women are good orators, better than men, because they have to use language to get their needs met, whereas men can use force. We don't have to use language. Okay. Right? But that's also why we're strong in duty and we lack in articulation.
Okay.
And that's the disconnect. We're not able to articulate to women in a way that makes them feel confident that we're not here to enslave you, even though that may be what your propensity to do would be.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But it's not about that. I have to make you feel safe and confident that your best interest is my priority. And that goes back to the whole thing about when you ask, what can a man teach a woman? Mm-hmm. I think there was a lost opportunity in that very conversation could have been used to teach you as a woman how to better interpret what someone's saying objectively when they say they're going to teach you. Because I heard you go with the example of, well, I'm statistically more educated in a college, collegiately. And while that is one
talking point, I was giving the talking points of the women.
I understand. Right. Yes, I understand. And I'm just using this as an exercise. I'm not indicting you of being guilty of believing or subscribing to this. I'm just using the conversation as an example.
Right. Okay.
Right. I mean, you may believe differently. So this is not an indictment.
Aaron, you should know that HQ, she is a complicated motherfucker. You know that.
Well, that's why. But that's okay, right? But even when things are complex, that's an opportunity to simplify things. Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to establish some definitions and perspectives so that we can understand the answer to the question she's asking. So when you say, what can a man teach a woman? I think part of a woman's selfishness is it includes her inability to see a man's value for what it is, right? So when you say a man should protect and provide, one of the things he can provide is perspective, is wisdom. And that's not anything that you would necessarily get in college, but that's something you would get through life experiences. And that's something that he can teach her, the art of being objective, right? To not look at what can be taught as simply something that can be learned in college, right? But the art of being objective, because women, again, they typically view things from a subjective point of view, and they typically are led by their emotions. Not saying men aren't emotional, we are, but when we make decisions, we tend to be better at separating emotion from the decision we make initially, because emotions don't serve us in the arena of survival. Right now, emotions do get in the way of what we got going on, but again, that's because we don't articulate well what we're feeling and how that influences what we're doing. Women are very good at that. But if you can lean into that in a woman and explain to her that your emotions are yours, but the environment and objective reality may differ from your emotions, and when you go through life, you probably should want to take an objective approach first before your emotions cloud your judgment. That's something, a wisdom that men would be able to teach women.
Okay.
Did your husband teach you anything, HQ? Let's see, you want to keep it 100.
Yeah.
He was a very hard
That's
man.
dangerous.
He was a hard man.
And that's why that's dangerous.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you a very simple question. Did he teach you stuff, yes or no?
Yes, he teach me stuff.
Okay, there we go.
And I asked the question because Fetty had a discussion on this panel. He said men really don't like the emotional side or the goofy side or the side of women in that regard. And I had to ask myself, so did my husband train me to be more muted? Did he train me to be more muted? Because the person that I am today, he would never think I would be this type person. Never. Because I was not this type of person when I was married to him. So did he suppress my personality and make it something different? Because I had to learn from him? But that was a question that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't need to go down. But so yes, he did train me in certain ways. Yes, he did.
I'd say this too, like how we notice when we watch these dash cams and stuff like that. Think about police reactions to men versus women, right? And we know that. I'm not getting at no skin color, no nothing. I'm just talking about men and women. If a man is doing something, he starts to move his hands or steps forward to the cops, what's going to happen?
He's gonna get chased. I mean,
he's gonna get checked. He's gonna get brought down to the ground. Boom, boom, boom. It's gonna be a tussle, and he knows that because with men, there's always the underlying threat of violence when men are in close proximity to each other. Right. So there's a certain level of respect that typically men give to each other. Now you see the same thing with the women. When they know that I'm a woman, it's gonna take me to do some wild stuff for them to do the same thing to me as they would do a guy. So she could be doing all this stuff as long as she don't put her hands on the police officer or something like that. She can go out, she can say anything she wants to, be doing all kinds of stuff if she's not under arrest, whatever, not getting into the weeds, but she can push the limit of that because she knows in her mind, I'm a woman, I can get away with this.
Right.
If that man and that woman go out in public together, that man might have to teach that woman how to pull that back a bit. Because he knows that if she steps over a line, then he's going to have to be there to, defend or do whatever because of her actions. So he might say, hey, babe, you might not want to say that because, there's always an underlying threat of violence if I'm here. Whereas a guy might not tee off and punch you in the face. Right. If that makes sense. So in that aspect, he could be teaching a woman restraint, like what you said. So he might not have had you hone yourself, like just a little bit of checking yourself. So, okay, maybe I don't want to be too brass right now. Maybe I want to kind of pull that back a little bit. But now, you know, it's a little bit more freer. Now you just want to, you know, get wild with it. Sometimes from time to time.
I find it hilarious how HQ was literally getting out of her body for like 5-10 minutes, talk about what a man teach. What a man can teach me. He can teach me anything. And then 10 minutes later to turn around and say, yeah, my husband teach me a lot of stuff. You see how complicated, do you see how crazy that looks in sound, HQ, yo?
I don't know that.
I was representing the women out there. You had Flora in the chat talking about slaves. You had Flora in the chat talking about bandits.
Flora is not a good example. She's mentally not well.
So, Papi Blanco, I think I understand where you're coming from, but I didn't read it that way. I read it as she's presenting an opportunity for men to explain what it is that they mean. What's that?
No, I say complicated. I was just joking with you, man. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's complicated. I don't think the question was, I think it was more rhetorical. I think it was, here's your opportunity to prove what men typically mean when they say they want to teach. And as an exercise for you to show that, I'll push back on it in a way that most women would. But I don't think she was speaking for herself. It didn't seem like that to me.
I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it to a certain extent. But if we have women who keep saying, I want to be led, I want to do this, and this, but every time you get into a chat, you hear the women in the chat, some women are in there talking about, no, that's a slave. I ain't going to be a slave. So apparently they don't know how to jump from I want to lead you and be doing this to them thinking it's slavery. So it's got to be.
HQ, let's use logic. Do you honestly believe that most women, if they had the opportunity to get with a guy that can afford to keep them at home, right? And a guy that be like, hey girl, listen, man, I'm doing well over here. You don't have to do nothing. Right. You're gonna sit over here and tell me that most of these bros ain't gonna take that opportunity.
Yes, a lot of them would. A lot of them would. But that doesn't.
Thank God you answered.
No, here's the thing. Women, they would love to have that opportunity. They would like the option.
Most of the females are lazy, HQ, so of course they're gonna go stay home.
But not necessarily stay at home. They would like the option to say, okay, I can. So for example, with me, my husband gave me $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week. So I could either work or I didn't have to work. If I was pregnant, I didn't have to work. When I wasn't pregnant and I wasn't taking care of the children, I could work whenever I wanted to. See how that is an option to work? That's not that I have to work. That's not that he demands that I don't work. It's just an option of whether I wanted to work or I didn't want to work. Women want to have the option to work, not that you tell her that she can't work, not that you tell her that she got to stay at home. She wants the option to do it if she wishes to.
But HQ, the thing is that before they even to get to that stage, is that I believe that's something that they already don't talk about a long time ago before it even gets there, man. That ain't something that's just gonna come up out of nowhere. Like, we gotta use logic here.
No. Logic isn't going to apply necessarily, and that's why I said women they don't have a propensity to let themselves be bound by duty, which is exactly what having the option opposes. Right? They're not they're not forced by conscription to duty.
Right.
They want the option to be able to exercise their own whim, and that's okay.
So Aaron, at that point then, why all of them wants to fuck with the $200,000 per year kind of guy then? Because they don't want to work themselves.
Right. No. So okay, I be careful when you use the word all. So when I answer this, they want a man that does well like that because get an option to live a lifestyle that they want to live, whether they work or not. And the best way to ensure that is to make sure somebody has the income to support the lifestyle I want. And if you have it, then I can lean on you, whether I work or not.
Right. It's just an option. It's an option.
It affords them the option.
Right. A lot of us don't have a lot of with the money that people make these days, women don't have the option to stay at home. They got to work. They have to work.
But HQ, we're talking about specific group. We're talking about, let's not go all over the place. We talk about the group of Negroes that can afford to keep your ass at home. Like your bread wouldn't.
Fine. How many of those men are walking around? How many of those men are walking around?
I'm going to say that's a small percentage, but for this combo, we talking about a particular group. Ain't no need to spend it nowhere else. Of course, we know that most people are patient to patient. We know that. We don't need to it doesn't take a genius to know that. In this particular segment right here, I talk about the men that actually, the winners pretty much, the guys that are winning. Simple as that.
But you're talking about a group of men that is so limited that most of us are never going to meet a man where we don't have to work.
But that's your sisters. That's what which I know they lie because their baby daddy is broke. But that's what all your sister be asking for.
That's
that nigga
right
there.
That's what they want. Wait a minute, hold on. You all want fit, feminine, and friendly. That ain't necessarily what you're going to get.
No, that's what I'm going to get for sure.
But she's asking for what she's asking for. That don't mean she's going to get the 666. She can ask for it, but that doesn't mean she's going to get it. Of course, if a man, the whole point to asking for that 666 is to have the option to be at home. Not that she wants to I just want to lay up. She wants the option. Most women are going to continue to work. Even if she has a man that has 6 figures, she's probably going to continue to work until she has children or until she can sit at home. Most women don't have the option to say, okay, honey, you're pregnant, stay at home. Most women have to work. Okay.
Yeah, and I agree. I agree.
I'm saying it's a very small group that she's going to meet. But that don't stop her from wanting that 666. She's asking.
It's funny how a Negro his job is got to be mandatory, but yours is optional. You got the option, but a Negro got to put a roof over your head, feed your bald-headed ass. You see what I'm saying? Pay for all your dumbass shit, but it's an option for you. It's funny to me, man. Listen, I don't complain about the game. Listen, and I don't want. Hold on one second, bro, and I'll be done. Like I don't complain about the game. I don't want people because I never had no problem getting it all, bro. I just talk about how people how much of the hypocrite people sound on the internet. You see what I'm saying? That's all I like to point out. Anything else, this is like entertainment for me. That's all. Go ahead.
I'm just saying they're asking for the option to be able to stay at home. It's an option. If they more than likely, most of them know they can't do that. Okay, we know we can't do that, but that don't mean we don't have a heart's desire to ask for what we want. Women are asking for what they want.
No, but HQ, listen, I do agree. Listen, I'm a black man from Colombia, right? I do agree that a man should take care of that woman. I agree with that. You see what I'm saying? Right. I don't got no problem with that whatsoever. Right? So I just want to make that very, very. Listen, I'm the same guy, man. That I pay my mama mortgage. You see what I'm saying? I've been doing that for the past 7 years. You understand what I'm saying? I take pride on that because that's my mama. Right. I know, and I remember when I said that a couple of years ago on the internet, they were killing me. They were calling me a son husband, which is the dumbest shit ever. But okay.
Right. You have that's an option. That's something that you do. So if your mother said, I want to work a little bit, I just want to work part-time, you'd say that's an option for her to do whatever she's doing.
No, she had a full-time job and a part-time. I ain't want my mama working a full-time. I was like, yo, man, you could, I'll pay your mortgage thing. Whatever you're doing, your little part time, that would be for you. I don't want you over there working 12 hours a day. Shit.
But she still wanted to work, right?
She worked part time because my mom cannot stand still.
There you go. My point exactly. Women would
But
like
my mama old. That's different.
Young women the same way.
What option do men have? Is what my question would be, because I'm just devil's advocate to putting it out there, because you said women want the option whether or not to be able to work or not. Do men? I probably said men. We don't even have that option.
That's not an option for y'all.
Why not?
Because that's not how. That's not the role in society. Our role in our society.
Okay, so
the provider, the home care, the child bearer, all of those things. That's our role. Your role is to protect and provide, and all of those options that come underneath that.
So when
you don't have that option.
So when the man asks for a woman to be fit to his standard, feminine and friendly, right? Why is that a problem? It's not a problem for the woman who wants to do it. Just like when I ask for 666, why is it a problem when I want you to make 6 figures? Same way. Because it's easier to be fit to feminine and friendly than it is to make 6 figures and be 6 feet.
He got you there.
You have a wish list. It doesn't matter whether it's easy or not. You have a wish list just like women have a wish list.
But one is easily attainable. That's the different thought process between men and women right now.
Nobody said it could be easy.
One of those things is more easily attainable than the other.
But that doesn't mean she doesn't. But you're still asking for it.
I'm afraid you might be drawing false equivalencies. So a woman wanting options doesn't immediately mean a man should have some options that he can want. A man's wants are a man's wants, and they have nothing to do with a woman, and vice versa. Now, you said it's easier to be fit, feminine, and friendly than it is to satisfy the requirements women have of men. For the most part, that's true. One thing that women have to accept is a man's height, right? That's something that he can't change. But a woman's disposition is something that she can absolutely easily change, right? A man's income requires a lot of work, and the landscape is never going to allow all men to be wealthy, because then at some point somebody's going to have to not be wealthy, right? That's just not possible. So I'll grant you that.
Right.
But that's also why they can want options all they want, but they have to make at some point concessions to not get the options they want because they're just not viable. But that doesn't mean that men now get the opportunity to say, well, I want options too, when what you're gonna get is probably more guaranteed than what she's gonna get, because it's easier and it's something that all women can do for the most part. Again, all is a scary word, but you get my drift. Right. It's easy for a woman to be fit than a man to be 6 feet tall.
Right.
And fit to a man's standard, because all men have different fitness standards.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is they're malleable. A man's height standard being 6 feet and above is nothing a man can do anything about. That's between him and the creator. Right. If a man's 5'8" that checks all the other boxes, then she's just going to have to deal with a man that's 5'8". But if a woman is 300 pounds and you want her to be 180, she can absolutely do something about that, which means the probability that you're going to get what you want is greater than the probability of her getting what she wants. That's the concession. That's why you have to concede wanting options, because she's going to have to concede something that's out of your control.
Yeah, but the thing is, Aaron, that it's only a very like HQ say about 5 minutes ago, right? It's only a small pool of Negroes that are winning out here, right? And a lot of bros is shooting at those guys. So what happened is that you really, HQ, you and your sister, y'all really ain't got no options like that, man. You are is in our program pretty much, because all we have to do is just put you in a rotation. I'm sorry. And that's just how it is.
Why do y'all always say women don't have options?
They want
options.
Okay. Okay, number one. Hold on one second. Number one is way more of you than us, right? and then it start getting even smaller, that pool, right? Because you want certain guys, right? So that pool gets smaller. Then it's a bunch of guys that are gay. That pool get even smaller. Then it's a bunch of guys that is in jail. That pool get even smaller. It's a bunch of bum ass niggas. That pool get even smaller. It's a bunch of ugly. How they call them? The nerdy guys. How they call them? The geeks. I forgot the name that they use on the internet. I forgot.
Yeah, they lack charisma. God.
Those kind of guys. So at that point, just know, HQ, you just gonna be on a rotation, baby.
But listen to this. Somebody said it in the chat a couple weeks ago, and they said, I don't know what chat it was in, but they said y'all can't give away peen if y'all tried. Women can give away they snatch. Men can't give it away. Compared to women.
I can't.
But the dating pool is set up for the guys that are winning and the women.
So my whole point is this: women are always going to have options, regardless of whether she get married or she don't. She's always going to have those options. So when you say she going to back herself up against the wall, that's never going to happen.
I ain't say that, HQ. I ain't say that.
It is. The wall is there.
I ain't say that.
It's a wall. Let's not.
Wait a minute.
I'll take that one, Poppy. There's a wall.
Hold on. You honestly believe me at 5'10" and 125, 127 can't have options?
Yeah, but what does that require you to do? You say, okay, say you want the tall, dark, handsome, down the line, right? I'm not gonna stop until I do that. So now you're pushing yourself up against the wall. Right. So to come up off of that wall, what you gonna have to do, HQ?
I see those men every day.
You're gonna have to start moving them things to the side and accepting some stuff that you said you didn't want.
Same with men. That wall. Same with men, but the problem is,
men do it all the time.
But it's going to be more difficult for the man because there's plenty.
No, it's not.
HQ, no, baby, the math don't know at all.
On looks,
there's more women.
So much on looks.
HQ, if you match every man with every woman, it's still a bunch of millions of you by yourself, baby. And that's like a go across a bunch of races. That happened with the Latino race and the black race. I think even white women, it's more white women than white men. In this country, it's more women than men. I hope you know that.
Now, see, gentlemen, you're trying to impart information on the female psyche in a way that a man would process the information. And so, HQ, I think this is one of the reasons why women assume when a man asks for submission, she interprets that as a conscription to slavery, because men have a hard time articulating from the female's perspective. And it's understandable. But watch this. I bet you I can say the same thing they're saying in a way that you'll understand and won't make you feel devalued.
Okay.
A woman has as many options as she's able to negotiate for and qualify for. That's not to say women don't have options.
Right.
It's just with this, if you meet a certain bit of criteria and can negotiate that criteria, you will have options. If you fail to do that, then your options will be limited. But what he was saying is the way men kind of, a very direct realization that, look, you got to manage your expectations about your options. Be prepared for them to be few. That's how men take shit. Women, that's going to sound like an attack.
Well, it did.
Right, I understand that. But what I said the same thing. I said the same thing. But what I heard was gave you an option.
What I heard was you ain't gonna get what you want. Or I heard
right. I know that's what you heard. Exactly.
Right. And I'm here defending that.
That's exactly what I thought you heard. Right.
And Aaron, I've been
saying did it sound more like when I said it, did it sound more like you can have whatever you want if you meet the criteria required to have it?
I like your saying better.
And it says the same thing though. It puts the onus on you to meet criteria.
Look at this man speak. Stop.
If you don't meet criteria, you're not getting it.
I know what you said.
Aaron is a science. That's why he's a scientific guy. That's why
And Aaron can explain it. It just sounded better when it came from him. What you
No,
said.
it sounds better when it comes from me. What are you talking about? I'm darker. Aaron is like light skin, man. He don't count.
I heard you. I heard what you heard. You heard what I said. I thought you said. You said you ain't got no doggone options. You're gonna have to come to the table to do what I want to do. Aaron didn't say that. Although he said it a different way, I get his sounded better. That's all I'm saying.
No, but excuse me, in real life, of course, I mean, I wouldn't say, I would put it to you in a way that you can digest it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Obviously, right? Because at that point, hold on, at that point, at that point, I like you, right? So I got to make sure that you see what I'm saying? I got to put you in the best position to win.
And you see, stop right there. And that's the disconnect. That's one of the you're not giving women the digestible version of what you all are saying. You're giving the version of how men would take it, and women are taking it like they're slaves.
When men assume the position of teacher or leader, they're assuming the responsibility of being able to give the information in a way where the student can receive it. There are no bad students, only bad teachers. Right. If I possess information that you don't possess, then that means I understand it. And if I'm trying to give it to you, I should understand you enough in a way where you'll receive it best. I can't force you to understand a language that only I speak, especially if I'm here teaching you the language.
Yeah, and I'm about to trademark all my quotes because Aaron just stole one of mine. He just stole it. He didn't give me no credit. I've been saying for decades, man, life is all about what you can negotiate, man, and that's the truth.
You came on a woman said that. You said that when you walked on the table.
I've been saying that since I was 19 years old, man, and that applies for men and women. Like if a woman hit this link right now, right, and she got 3 kids by 45 guys, she 380 pounds, and got a $150,000 guy at home, you know what I would say, HQ? Congratulations, Wayne. You got it. You see what I said? I wouldn't say nothing else. You negotiated that deal. The same thing go for a guy. He's a bum ass nigga. You see what I'm saying? That stay at home and play Call of Duty.
Right.
His wife is a doctor. Congratulations, King. You negotiated that deal, bro. See, that life is all about what you negotiate. That's what it comes down to. But the thing is that if you start matching number by number, you're gonna lose. And when I say you, I'm not saying you. I'm talking about women in general because it won't match up. You just can't.
No.
Now, can you get sex? Can you get sex? Of course. If you think that's a win, okay. The more the horse y'all are, is the better for us. Just remember that.
Are you serious? Stop it.
I'm dead ass serious.
Y'all give me your final thoughts.
Still being complicated, you know what I mean? Make sure and don't be giving this light skin Aaron all the props. Give it to me.
I'm sorry.
Aaron is my guy, man. I love you so, Aaron. That's my people right there, man.
100.
The women come on tomorrow. The women come on tomorrow and then explain a little bit more. And I'm not talking about talking points. I'm talking about actually explaining some of these because I'm gonna pull some of these toxic talking points according to some women, toxic talking points out. And then I want the women to explain to me why other women have these reactions or why they have these particular reactions to these talking points. Because I was just mentioning the ones that I run across. I don't have a problem with red pill because I don't run into red pill men. But tomorrow, that's the female panel. That's the ladies' night. If the ladies show, there go Flora right there. Flora, I didn't even know you was in here. Why you didn't come on the panel and explain to them what these toxic talking points were, or why you responded with slavery as a slavery as your was she the one putting it in a chat yesterday? She was the one putting it in the chat.
Saying staying at home for it's slavery is like it should be punishable, man. But like you should get like a felony or something for saying stuff like that.
You got like 5 minutes, Flora?
I bet she do.
On the panel. if either one of you guys want to drop down, I wanted to speak to Flora. Not necessarily y'all drop down because of Flora, but Poppy, you can't control yourself when you hear about Flora.
No, Flora, we are friends. I promise you, I ain't gonna say nothing. Me and Flora are cool, man. That's my nigga right there.
Flora, if you want to come up, just real quickly, like 5 minutes, if you want to. But or you could save it till tomorrow and come up tomorrow on the show tomorrow. And
then might need to write it down.
Oh no, I'm gonna write what down.
I'm saying she might need to take time to write it down. It's probably best to come up tomorrow with it, because if you come up now, you ain't gonna be able to articulate yourself, because it don't make sense.
Okay, there she is. Okay, Flora, Miss Flora.
Oh boy, yeah. What's up,
Flora, why were you? Please explain to the men. Why you had the word slavery in the chat. Because they don't understand why you said slavery. I tried to explain, but I couldn't explain. I'm not good at
that. Because men are entitled and slow, and they think that when a woman is trapped in a house taking care of children all day, that somehow she's at rest. And it's just not true at all, But if they lifted their black asses off of a chair every now and then, they would realize how much work it is to be a stay-at-home parent, much less, in this day and age.
So that would be considered slavery.
Now let's not get bogged down on semantics, okay? My point was to illustrate another type of oppression. And Black people love slavery. So for me, this was a perfect analogy that would be able to reach the hearts of Negroes everywhere.
So what do you think of? What do you think of when a man? What immediately comes to mind when you hear a man say, "I want to take her and train her and teach her"?
Oppression, subjugation. I mean, broke, because obviously, if he needs to train her, then it's because her natural instinct will be to reject his abject poverty and bare minimum, But I don't want to upset the bandits tonight. My point yesterday was that it's not just sitting there. It's still work. It's a job. Raising children is not a game. It requires a lot.
So is your job slavery?
My job, I'm not doing physical labor. I'm not hearing children screaming. I'm not cleaning shitty diapers.
Not yours.
Hold on.
Is a job slavery?
A job is not slavery, no, because I'm making money. I'm earning wages. I'm building assets, right? If I have a 401k, then I'm building equity to some extent, depending on your your contributions and things like that. So no, you're not going to compare me having to slave at a home for a man and some children to me having a career that's fulfilling, that I'm making money, that I can control my own fate.
To you, making money
women.
and having making money, having assets is more fulfilling.
Let's cut the middleman. No, you're trying to speak. You're trying to speak. You're trying to speak for me. Yes,
you just said that.
Every time women make statements, you always want to misinterpret it and speak for me. I'm going to tell you what I said. I said
you
that.
Just said it.
No. I'm going to tell you what I said.
Let her explain.
You're not going to talk over me and then tell me what I said. That's something men don't know how to listen. They just know how to run their mouths. And that's the difference between men and women. We listen. We talk all day, so we listen when we talk.
You ended talking and I started talking and you talked over me and then tell me I'm talking over you.
Okay.
So let me ask you this, Flora.
Men on the internet.
You talked over me.
No, what I'm saying is men on the internet are way more aggressive. So I can't treat you like how I would treat a man in front of me. A man in front of me would never try to mansplain in the way. He would try to be a gentleman. But when we get on these panels, y'all try to talk. Y'all try to talk at women. No, it's not a made-up word. It's a real thing that women experience when they talk to men. When men think they can just say a few words and suddenly we're going to understand what the hell is going on in their brain. And it's not true. You have to be able to express yourself so that people can understand your point.
You got me at?
Is that Flora? I think she bargaining.
Yeah.
Or is it me?
So how
she
can I
probably
express
driving.
myself? How can I express myself if I was addressing
Flora, we
what you were
cannot hear
saying
you.
and you talked over me?
She's muted.
Oh.
And I wasn't saying it in a few words. I was asking a question to the point that you brought up about subjugation and staying home and cleaning diapers. I was saying, is a job slavery? And you came back and said, no, it's not, because you can earn it. It's something that's valuable to you. It's earning money, whatever, all the other crap that comes with having a job. I said, so for you or for those women,
yes,
money is more important.
In comparison to an ungrateful man,
talked over me.
No, in comparison to an ungrateful man,
you must.
So now you adding
Laura,
other
you're
stuff
bargaining
to it.
again.
Yeah,
your boss could be ungrateful. You making them money. They don't care about you.
But the thing is, man, listen, man. I don't know where people get this from that raising kids is not that hard. Flora, you bargaining. So you're probably driving or something.
Yeah, she driving. You bargaining.
Flora, we cannot hear you.
Hold on, Flora. You bargaining, Flora. Hold on. Probably what? Finished.
Raising kids is not that complicated at all. The raising kids part is it is hard, maybe from 0 until the kid is like around 16 months. You see what I'm saying? Past
Can you hear
that,
me now? Or is it still bargaining?
yeah, you're good now. You're good.
Hold on.
All
right. Past like around 18 months, right? Hell, I'll give you 2 years. That's when it's like a little bit challenging. I wouldn't even say hard. It's challenging because the baby start walking, start running around. But raising kids is not hard at all. But once they get to around to 1.5 to 2, now you start teaching your kids structure.
I got a question.
And guess what? Hold on. Let me finish. Right. And then at the time that your baby get to 4 and 5, that's when they start going to school. So pretty much, then kids will be gone from like 7:30 to like around 3:30, around that area.
All right.
Go ahead.
We're gonna wrap it up though, so I can get a chance.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, Poppy. Raising children. When you run it, okay. Let's for example. Let me give you an example. When you come in the door, the kids run up to you, jump on you, and do all that kind of stuff, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
And then eventually they leave you alone, right?
No, it's daddy time. We want to go outside. We want to get in the grass. We want to get dirty.
If the mother is there and you're there, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be with the mother, hanging around her, as opposed to you, right?
No, that's not true at all. I mean, in my case, it wasn't like that.
Most women, when they have children, those children, that mother is their whole world. Their mother is their favorite person in the world. 9 times out of 10, their favorite person is their mother. So when they want something, when they're crying, when they want to get sleepy, when they want something to eat, when they want to do this, that, and the third, 9 times out of 10, I didn't say all, 9 times out of 10, that mother has to be on call 24/7 with that kid.
Not no
24/7. That's a lie, HQ.
Hold on. Because the favorite person is their mother.
HQ,
the whole world. 9 times
that's not accurate at all.
Yes,
go ahead. I thought you was done.
Yes, it is.
Okay, if that was the case,
so my whole point is, when the woman is around and the man is around, it's the mother and the father. 9 times out of 10, that father isn't caring for that child 24 hours a day. And
that's not. Oh my God.
Children
HQ, that makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever, lady.
That's why it's hard. That's why
HQ. If when I get to the house, it's me and my kids' time. What are you talking about? Because the kids haven't seen me for a certain amount of hours. Hold on.
Where's the mother?
It's her time. She can do whatever she wants at that point.
She's not there. You're just with
HQ.
you.
HQ, for the most part, the father is going to be the cooler parent because the father is going to be outside getting dirty with the kids. The father is outside taking them to throw the little football, play soccer or something. Moms don't do that like that too much, yo. You know that is the truth.
Yeah, but in times of discipline, children also respond to fathers much more readily than they do to mother.
I'm saying women are the primary person that takes care of children. So therefore, that child thinks of that woman as their whole world. That child will come to that mother for everything. Yes, they'll come to the father for certain things, but 9 times out of 10, if the mother is there, the mother is going to be taking care of that child almost all the time.
HQ. Yeah. HQ, you're grown as hell. Like, why do you entertain these conversations that you know are dishonest? You're really sitting here telling a bandit that women are the ones playing and taking care of their damn kids? Really? That's what we're doing today?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to be reasonable here, but this is just, it's a bunch of bullshit. It makes me upset.
You and reasonable don't even come close to each other.
Jay, listen.
I don't even come close to each other.
I want to hit the top of your head with a thing. Mr. Clean Magic.
You are what I can't even call you a woman. You're not even a woman.
You don't need
You're
to call
female.
me anything. I don't need
when the guys
I don't
call
need a
women
bitch on the internet. Hold on. I don't need a bitch on the internet to tell me if I'm a woman or not. I don't need you. I don't need you to tell me anything. I'm on a panel on YouTube. You're not going to judge shit based off of a dishonest conversation
men and women when things come
the difference
HQ?
between me and you, Jay,
you remember that
I
when I
have
told
hair,
you HQ?
you don't.
This
the
is
difference
it.
between me and you, I still got at least 30 years on the planet. You got 15 on a good 15.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I don't respect judgment from you after you say that I'm not a woman. You're crying about ad hominem.
What are y'all
You're crying about ad hominem.
Together is terrible.
He's crying about ad hominems after telling me I'm not a woman. You're a baby.
I said
That's
you're
what
not
men are
acting
today.
like a woman. I said nothing you're doing is womanly.
All y'all fucking do is cry. All you do on the internet is cry and tell women who they're supposed to be. Nobody wants to hear that. Go do something with your time.
Hold on, Flora.
You see what I said about the underlying threat of violence all the time?
Aaron.
She doesn't understand that.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Flora. Thank you for asking. How are you?
What is your contribution?
It won't work, Aaron.
I haven't seen you since this might be risky.
It has been a while, and it's a pleasure to talk to you now. Can I invite you to a quick back and forth? Maybe we can reset and try this again.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So if you could just briefly, just so for clarity's sake, explain what slavery means when it's used, in context. If you could just briefly go over that one more time.
Well, the conversation yesterday was related to what women are getting out of modern marriages and relationships, right? Because men love to invoke their granddaddies and their great granddaddies and all the men that they never knew, right? They like to invoke those people who talk about what their grandma was feminine enough for. And they neglect the reality of what women actually have access to in the men today. And it's not anything to brag about. It's nothing to write home about. Right. So for those same men to be online demanding or making comments about women's bodies, telling women that they need to accept subpar things, what they're offering is it can literally be compared to slavery. Right. You're not getting anything out of these unions. You're working because in this slavery conversation, it was women working, too. It wasn't just taking care of the home. We talked about her going 50-50 with the man. So I feel like the conversation is dishonest because, these men want women to believe that women today, if they acted like their grandmothers, will get what their grandmothers got, except they're forgetting that some of our grandmothers really told us what they got. So, I mean, it is what it is. That's my point. I didn't want to be having an irrational discussion, but that's where I was coming from.
Okay, hold on. Y'all hit the super chat. Y'all hit the cash app. Y'all hit the like button, please. Thank you very much. It's 42 of y'all in here. I need about 10, 15 more likes, please, and thank you. Super chat, cash app, please. Aaron, go ahead.
Okay, so I think I understand. Now, if you could just briefly paint the ideal picture, what would rectifying this problem look like?
What problem? You mean the problem of like men not having any really thing to offer today? Or
Yeah. What would they offer to make women feel like that
well,
they're not being enslaved? That, you know what I mean? That they're getting value for their efforts.
well, I think okay, so here's what I think men need to do, right? They need to go and get themselves together and leave women alone until they've got themselves together, right? They cry about not having enough money, not being able to build. So go build. Go do what you need to do. Stay there. Don't pursue us. Don't expect us to stay with you while you're broken, mean, and angry because you're broke. And then come back and find women once you've not only made money, because that's what seems to be important to them, but also you've matured, you've gone to therapy, you figured out what you want. Men need to go get themselves together. Stop coming in women's faces and telling them what to expect, how to act, what they need to change. Go and change yourself, and what is good for men or what is good for you will come to you. But no, they want to sit and yell in women's face all day, and that's why they're not getting anything. They're not getting results.
So a man needs to do better for himself, and that would be valid currency for you to feel like you're getting a fair exchange for your efforts.
Absolutely. And I mean, the conversation was women working as well. So it wasn't like, honestly, there's no fairness when if she's working and also birthing kids and then being expected to raise them and keep the home, because we know these bandits aren't getting off their butt to help clean, right? That's a rarity with men. But
okay.
So
I mean, with that said, all right, now just stop me at any time and correct me, but I'm going to give you kind of my interpretation. First, I think the part that was missing was the context that women are working too. It sounded like the gentlemen were operating under the premise that she's a stay-at-home mom exclusively, and that's her only contribution. So,
right, but
those are two different
Aaron, they're taking my point about slavery that was supposed to be applied to the conversation where the woman is working too, right? Because to me, if her physical body is being used not only to labor, to birth children, but also to labor for the family to make finances. Yeah, that is akin to slavery. That's what Black women were doing during slavery: working, birthing kids, not having time to take care of their own kids and family because they have to work and help put money on the table. This is not what women want. That is literally close to slavery. Expecting that out of women today.
So yeah, so I can agree that slavery is putting out more effort than you are getting in return, right? You're essentially getting nothing but doing everything. And while that may be an extreme compared to this conversation, I think your point at least moves the needle in that direction. So the use of the word slavery, even if it were hyperbolic, I think it's just making a point, right? I think it's a poetic way of making a point.
I
don't think.
Yeah, but bandits don't read poetry, so they didn't get it.
Right. And I understand that. And that's why I say it's difficult for men to understand things that way. So while your point may be sound and it may be poetic, I think that's what's missing. And that's kind of what frustrates men, is that they don't speak poetry, I guess.
Well, I feel like you're wrong about that, right? Because one of the greatest poets was a Black man who studied in France, and James Baldwin. I don't know if you know him. He was.
I'm a fan.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I love James Baldwin.
Slavery is not putting more into what you're getting out. That's not slavery.
No. I didn't just you. We're going well here.
Hold on.
So
I'm
yes.
saying what you said, Aaron. That's not slavery.
No. I know what slavery is, but I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to give it to Flora. So Flora, yeah. The poetry I'm speaking of, that was a poetic way of saying interpreting what someone's saying. Women are very colorful with their language. They use things like satire and hyperbole. Right. At times where men aren't necessarily prepared to interpret what you're saying using those things. Men do make great poets. Men make great poets,
but a man can't understand a hyperbole when we're having a general discussion about relationships. then men really shouldn't be talking. This is why I say go read a fucking book. Go enroll in college. Go pick up all the black bandits from the street who are killing everybody and excuse me, HQ, who are deleting everybody and messing up the neighborhoods. Go pick them. By the time y'all finish doing that, black women will be exactly where you want them to be, minding their business.
Potentially, and I can accept that. But do you at least understand the fact that maybe men lack empathy because we just are intrinsically duty bound first? So we kind of, the space for empathy for us is just a bit missing.
Well, that's, you know, empathy is needed. Empathy is needed, Aaron. If you're saying that men lack empathy, then again, they should not be in relationships. They should not even be talking to women. Go work on that.
No.
You know, I teach prisoners about empathy. Hold on, I teach prisoners about empathy because of their behavior, because of their criminality, right? So if you're saying that men don't have the empathy to understand the struggles of women, then go and handle that. Go learn empathy.
Men
Go
understand
teach each
empathy.
other.
That's why women are in the position they're in now.
Wait. So that's not. So I'm not saying men lack empathy entirely. I'm not indicting men of being psychopathic. I'm saying I don't think men's empathy are adequate to the task of fully understanding women in ways that they intend to be understood. And I think where men are empathetic, or should be empathetic, I think, is when it comes to, like I said earlier, expressing themselves, understanding how women receive information and shaping what they're saying in a way that women can receive it. That in and of itself is very challenging for men. You know, again, we all have shortcomings. I just accuse women of being selfish, and that's a shortcoming that women have inherently. And the lack of the necessary empathy, I think, is a shortcoming of men.
Aaron, you're gonna have to justify how women are selfish when they put their physical body and their literal lives on the line in order to bring about children. Not only children, but when they have men, when they have boys, right? Their life is even more at risk, and women are still out here having children nonstop, but they're selfish.
So I can explain.
People on the planet.
I can justify that. So from an evolutionary standpoint, right? Like if we go back before we became so civilized, men were largely responsible for the survival of the pack, including women, right? Because we simply had the physicality and mindset to manipulate the environment to ensure our survival. It isn't your job, and it shouldn't be your job, because like you said, when you're with child or when you just gave birth, even if you had the strength to manipulate the environment in your best shape, you're now compromised. You have to focus on the child only, right? You can't be required to manipulate the environment, so someone else is responsible for your survival. Someone has to bring food to you.
Aaron, you're going off the deep end now. Like, what?
No. I'm fortifying my point. I'm about to bring it home.
Bring me. Can you connect me to how this?
Yes, I'm about to make the connection right now. So, because men are charged biologically with the responsibility of ensuring the survival of others without anything in return, that breeds a sense of duty in men that women don't have. Women's duty are to themselves and to the child first. A man's sense of duty is to the woman and the child even before himself. A woman's body becoming jeopardized because of pregnancy, I will grant you that. I'm not saying that you're weak and incapable. I'm saying that that is something that only affects you and only benefits the baby. A man has to be willing to jeopardize himself to benefit you and the baby. There's nothing
But Aaron, do you know you were a baby? You know you were a baby before you were a man? Like, I'm so confused.
So as a man, right? Let's say I'm with a woman and there's a baby. We have a baby. There's nothing this woman I can expect from her that she should be able to give me without anything in return, bound by duty. I have to protect and provide for her because she's required to do that for the baby. But that is something that does not flow back uphill. I can't expect her to do anything for me exclusively.
Uh-oh. You just died out. You just died out. This is give me your final thought, Aaron. Flora just died out.
Yeah. So it's something I explained to my wife that there's a totem pole. My primary responsibility and concern is the well-being of my wife and vicariously through her, the children. Mm-hmm. Her primary responsibility is the children, even if it costs her her life. And that's evidenced by if we're faced with a threat, I am the first line of defense. Mm-hmm. If the threat is able to overcome me, she's next to save the child. Mm-hmm. Because of that, the flow of responsibility only flows in one direction. I could never expect her to do things for me without something in return. But she can absolutely expect that of me. That's the responsibility of being a man.
Thank you. Papi Blanco?
Yeah, good show, man. I'll see you later. Yeah. Everybody, man, have a great night, okay? Take care.
You, sir. Thank
Cheers,
you.
bro.
Yeah, take care, boss.
Jay.
Take it easy, bro. Yes, ma'am.
Your final thoughts.
I just want to ask Aaron a question.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Do you feel like you gained anything from that?
From what?
Or was that for more so for like the chat, not the chat, for the people, the listeners?
I did gain something from it, but I also would hope someone in the audience in the cloud got something from it. Maybe somebody on the panel, maybe even Flora. And if they don't get it today, maybe they'll recall it and get it at a time where they need it. But yet and still, I did get something from it, even if it's just practice and understanding and communicating with the female psyche.
Mm-hmm. Power to you, brother.
Same to you.
I appreciate you, man. I enjoyed you on the panel this time. Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, Aaron.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. My whole point is this. We have so many people and so many thought processes and so many divides, I swear. You see how that whole I think you mean this, but you really mean that type dynamic? We need to get past that. Flora had to get off. She had to go get her boyfriend. She had to go get him on the phone. My whole point is we have the female, the ladies' night tomorrow. Please, ladies, show up. Please, let's have at least 3 or 4 of you on the panel so that we can have a discussion. And I don't want to, and the ladies. So I don't want the ladies to I don't want the ladies to jump on the panel. Hey, Aaron. I don't want the ladies to jump on the panel, and I don't want to hear I don't want to hear how whatever I ask you relates to men. I want to hear how it relates to the women tomorrow when we have the ladies show. I hope I have the ladies show. I hope that we get to hear from the ladies about, I have several questions for the ladies because of this discussion, because of this red pill discussion. You all see the thumbnail, so I want to learn something from you all. I have been listening to the Kevin Samuels tapes. I have been listening to some of those, but I'm trying to find out what was he trying to do. Because I didn't feel as though he was trying to pull families together. I felt him try. See, this is what I don't like, is when men get on the internet and they try to humble women into accepting something that they don't need to have, or women trying to humble men into accepting things that they don't want to have. I don't feel like people need to be humbled at all. Okay. It'll be tomorrow at around 6:00. So hopefully we can talk tomorrow. Y'all see the thumbnail. Please hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you have a notification as to when I come on and go live. Please do that. Tomorrow we have that show. It's a ladies' night. It's just a ladies' panel. Simple. hopefully I can get 2 or 3 ladies on, and then we can talk, and then we can have a conversation as to why this is such a toxic male and female dynamic. And no talking points. I don't want to hear talking points. I don't want to hear about, if you're a woman, I don't want to hear what a man might do. I want to hear what a woman is supposed to do. I want to hear what the woman thinks, not how she's related to a man, not how. I want to hear what she has to say when it comes to the Kevin Samuels. So I'll have 2 or 3 Kevin Samuels videos that we're going to critique tomorrow. So hopefully, Flora, you can come back. Flora, hopefully, Taheelism, Natural KRC, all of you ladies, Yes Freak, if you all could show up, because we want to dissect this stuff. Ladies, come on tomorrow, and we will talk about the 2 or 3 Kevin Samuels videos that I found. Okay, so we can have a discussion. Maybe it's something I'm not saying that's correct. Maybe I'm seeing something. Tara Matela, you said something earlier that I couldn't remember that you said. You said something, and I was about to tell you that wasn't true, but I can't remember what it was. But please show up tomorrow. Please show up. Cash apps, super chats, that'd be great. That'd be amazing. $2, $10, $5, that'd be great. Help support the channel. That would be amazing if you all could do that. Please hit the like button coming in and out. Please hit the like button because we want to do this. Hit the share button. We're going to have a discussion tomorrow on some Kevin Samuels videos. See what we can. Triple X, show up because we want a dialogue. But it's the ladies that I want to be on the panel tomorrow so that we can. It might stink, we don't know, but it's going to be the ladies, okay? And see what happens. Was it about divorce? No, I don't remember what it was, hon. I can't remember. I can't, because I get hyped up here. So, but let us know. Let us know what you want to do tomorrow. But it will be late. Let me read the super chats. Do I have any more super chats? JO 999, the same way that you all turn us off saying we have baby mama drama without knowing. In general, we can assume a woman do not like to be held accountable until we. I don't believe in that accountable thing, Jay. I don't believe in the accountable thing. I have no idea. Well, I don't know. No one's holding me accountable. I'm not holding anyone accountable. That's not what I do. I hold me accountable. I don't get on panels and say you got to hold a woman accountable or you got to do that. No, I don't do that, because every person is different. Every person has different life challenges and cycles. I only hold me to a certain standard. I have a certain standard that I do. I don't cheat. I don't do this. I don't do that. I do this. I do that. These are the things that I hold myself accountable for. And I don't worry about other human beings. Life is too short. Michelle, $2. Sorry, HQ, I am shy. Great stream. Keep it up. Oh, don't be shy. You're beautiful. Okay. 3, J Tillman, $13.99. Super sticker. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being on the panel. Thank you. You got to be fortified because Flora is a force. JO 999. You are making the point. Educated but can't comprehend. You all listen to each other's horror stories, then look for trigger words with us. We can't win. You only follow massa. You don't know what you do want. I'm not really sure all of that, but please come back, JO. Please come back. You might have valid points, sir. Please come back. Thank you all for the super stickers. Thank you all for the chats, all of that good stuff. Please hit the like button. Please follow on the other channels or the other platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, that TikTok thing and that Instagram thing. Please do the following on that. And I will talk to you all tomorrow when we have the ladies panel tomorrow. Please, ladies, show up. Even if you can stay for 10, 15 minutes, I would love to be able to ask a question and we get this dialogue going between the ladies on the late, because men always show up. Men are always going to show up. I want the women to show up tomorrow, please. Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Thank you all. And I will see you tomorrow. Please. Thank you.